sort of. So EA started off with started off with games. Yes, many games. They started off with Battlefield. No, they didn't start off with Battlefield.
They started off with Titanfall 2.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
Featuring their brand new single player.
And the robot talks to you and it's all emotional and everything, and you get to
Robots can't
pet
feel,
them.
dummy.
I actually played Titanfall earlier the other day. I was like, oh, this is a thing. I can't play multiplayer because I have to download all the DLC. Great!
It's great fun, much time.
It's like, my internet will die. So, but no, with Titanfall, it looks cool, because they have the grapple hook. It actually stopped working.
What is it? Every game is having grapple hooks now.
They're like...
Is this the year of the grapple hook? Is this a thing?
No, Just Cause had it first, and they done it well.
Yeah, but like I see a lot more games now having like things like grapple hooks.
Yeah.
I think what is it?
It's a good idea. I like it.
Dishonored 2 has a grapple hook thing now in it. I believe Metal Gear Solid 5 had a grapple hook. So many games
I've never played any Metal Gear games.
They just like put grapple hooks in it. It's just becoming the new bow from like.
Do you think it's just a checkbox that they have on the design thing? It's like boxes, grapple hooks.
Grapple hook, check. Radio towers, check.
Yeah.
Bad guys.
Check.
Bad guys, check.
No, bad guys, check. It's like in small writing with personality, just crossed out.
Strong female characters.
Yeah.
Big question mark.
Well, to be fair, recently, a lot of strong female characters.
Yeah.
You have Tomb Raider. Really cool. That was I think first. Was it the first female character in the game? Was it something else?
No, Samus. I would say back from
way
Samus, back when. Yeah. Good old Samus.
Yeah.
Samus Aran.
I would love to see if internet was like as it is now. Like just have
they
it.
Would lose their mind, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Just imagine the reaction videos. Just
Buddy
like.
joined your channel.
Hello.
My apologies. I am now here. I think I've resolved my issues. But if I do time out again.
Yeah. This is general discussion about stuff. It doesn't matter. So yeah, Michael to the audience.
We started
audience,
on
Michael.
2, and now we're on strong female characters. What a roller coaster this has been.
Only
5
seconds.
Yeah, with the
literally
5 seconds.
5 milliseconds.
Well, in the last podcast, I talked about.
Damn.
In the last podcast, we talked about, or the discussion we talked about, like how female gamers are treated in gaming society.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
And,
Buddy joined your channel.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
I need to put something on the channel, but I can't edit it. Great.
Why are you recording?
I can't edit the channel, Aaron.
He's doing it right
What would
now.
I put on the channel?
Fuck.
And I can't enter the studios.
Let's just start this thing again.
Your channel was edited.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're the channel admin of this channel. You know that.
I can't edit it at all. You give me no permissions to edit at all.
You're the
You
channel
are the channel admin.
Okay, whatever. Okay. And you can join in if you want, I don't mind. We're talking about E3 stuff.
Oh, I don't watch E3.
Well, we can talk about the games anyway. What?
Good games. Don't you like games?
We had Titanfall 2. We had
Battlefield
FIFA.
1. Battlefield 1 was the big
Battlefield
thing.
1. Well, I don't think Aaron likes Battlefield anyway, do you?
No.
Oh, okay. But Aaron, FIFA gets a campaign, a proper campaign. You get to be with the character that you're playing
I wouldn't
as.
call it a campaign mode, more of a career mode.
Career.
Like,
that actor seemed too energetic.
I was way too happy.
Just mentioning.
There was another panel where someone was way too happy, but we won't talk about it for a while, so I'll save it for when it comes up.
I mean, realistically, the only real highlight of E3 was probably the Bethesda conference. Come on.
Which one?
We're not on that yet. We got a while.
But we're going through by conference, like the last.
Oh,
save your excitement.
Yes.
For when it is truly necessary.
We will save the best
for last.
Well, almost last.
But yeah. So you had that's Titanfall. You had Titanfall. Then you had generic football game of every year, which was
generic
FIFA.
Football game 17, subcategory FIFA.
That has Frostbite in now, so you can get Levolution in FIFA 17.
Yes.
Oh my god, can you imagine that?
Yes.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
Frostbite and
I tackled
absolutely
someone
everything.
so hard that the ground gave way.
And just split. And then a Titanfall came down.
Yes.
I would play that again.
The Demons of Hell
Yeah.
crawled out and began possessing people.
So yeah, FIFA 17 has Frostbite. You get to be with a character, and that's the thing. I don't play FIFA, so I don't really know what
Does
FIFA's.
anyone here play FIFA?
No.
We'll take that as a
No.
category A.
It's
no.
sports. No.
If I'm gonna play sports, I would rather
go
go out
outside.
into a
Yeah.
field and kick a ball about than sit there
Yeah.
twiddling my thumbs to kick a virtual
Or
ball.
I go to a place to watch the sport
Oh
happening.
no.
Oh no, I'd go
I'd
to
rather sit in a chair with a beer and some popcorn or something
yeah.
and watch it. And I want to be comfortable if I'm gonna watch it.
Oh no, I still
Or,
watch
well,
it.
A rugby game. For
Yeah,
me.
rugby I still watch, but if I do like going to the games anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, they had what's the no, is that Ubisoft? What's the EA's version of rugby or American football?
Madden.
Madden. They had the
Maybe.
Madden.
There it is. Jesus Christ, that's what I've
So
been
that
looking for
was
the
the
entire
thing.
time. Restart this mission.
So yeah. Wait, but did they feature Madden? I can't remember.
Madden 2016, I believe.
I
Shout out to Madden for actually keeping.
I
the
didn't
freaking
fall asleep
year
for
and
that
not skipping
one.
ahead.
because I just got
I'm
lost.
presuming we're talking about the EA press
Yeah,
conference.
EA
Yeah, we're currently
conference.
talking about EA. But to
So-
be honest, I actually
Yeah, you
missed
had,
this panel, so
you had
I
Madden,
wasn't there
NFL.
for any-
You had Madden NFL 17 that came out.
I think I watched the first bit about like
Yeah.
the FIFA and that shit. I was like, they're talking about FIFA and that.
That was probably
okay.
the biggest letdown of E3,
Oh, yeah.
to be honest, when they took off, like, I don't even know how long they spent talking about sports.
What did you think
Yeah.
about them switching between London and LA? I was just like, what is going on?
I don't know. I didn't really get it. Like, it was just like, why are we doing this?
And then they had that rugby manager come on, and they were like, "Your son
he was
plays video
so-
games, right?" It's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he does, whatever. He
Just to
looks-
clarify, that is a football manager.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. He looks so. He was just like, why am I here?
Yeah.
He did not care at
it's
all.
like, no, he's
Hmm.
thinking, how much money are they paying me for this? Yeah,
I've
Yeah,
no
not
idea.
enough.
Yes, not enough for me to
Yeah.
give a shit.
but that was the thing. What else did they do? They had Fee. I can't remember what that was.
They
What?
showed off the EA originals.
Oh yeah, I
What was the
have
original
the.
again? I forgot.
It's like access and stuff like that, and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
access. Like
It was,
what?
It was something Star Wars related, and I've forgotten what it was.
Yeah. They
Oh,
had a
didn't
ton of
didn't
Star Wars
release-
stuff.
Didn't they release like actually like 4 seconds of in-game footage?
Yeah,
of
it's a
a
guy
Star
walking
Wars
out of
game
tent.
which may exist in the future.
Yeah, it's Dice and Smo. Here's something. There's Visceral and Star Wars Respawn as well. Luke? Which one does Old Republic again? Who?
BioWare.
A good company.
A company that does things. No, because they were like announcing that there might be some more like content for the Old Republic. From correct in saying, like, there's gonna be some more missions and story sometime in the future when people actually play the game, and stuff like that. So
I think it's fair
Yeah.
to say we all like none of us know like anything about the EA panel. I don't think we really care
well, I
too much
watched.
about
Well,
it.
we watched it, didn't we? Was
No,
it me
that's
and you
what we
watched it?
missed.
I
this is all
definitely
from,
watched
like,
it.
news. I didn't
I-
watch it. I skipped.
I watched it because I remember watching Rooster Teeth too. Oh, we forgot one thing
What?
before that. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, of
sick.
course.
See, now I
Mass
have
Effect.
not actually played a Mass Effect game, so
Buddy,
I can't
use your
really-
channel.
So-
I can't really say anything. I've not really played. I've been meaning to,
I
Because,
want to
like,
play.
but every
This-
time I've gone to, something's cropped up and I've completely forgotten to get it or whatever.
It's
and-
like, yeah,
from what I gather, this one is like it's
You're
a new
settling-
universe, or
yeah,
like
you-
it's completely different. It's like completely different world universe story from the last one, so I might give this one a try. It's going to be sort of like a revamp.
mean-
yeah.
if you can fuck hot alien chicks again, then
Wow.
I'm happy about
Wow,
it. 'cause
Michael.
That was one of the main things that sort of
That
struck
was one
out
of the main
to me
selling points
because
for you.
well,
Not the nice
it was
plot
it
or
was a good
anything,
way
or the
of
good
we
storytelling.
have to,
No,
we
I
have
want to
to-
fuck
We have to
bitches.
do one thing first, and
I mean-
male aliens, if that's what you're into. We do not.
I
judge.
mean, yes. I mean, if you know, you're playing as a female character and you're into, you know. But I thought it was a great way to sort of connect to certain characters within the game and on like an
Connect.
emotional level.
Connecting literally or metaphorically here, Michael.
Both.
And just to
Imagine
let
it's like-
everyone know,
Making
we
the
are
penises kiff.
immature as fuck.
Yeah, but
Okay,
Michael,
so,
imagine
right,
this.
yes,
Just
we
imagine
are
when
immature
you
as
said,
fuck.
"Oh,
Because we are robots that can't speak in any other tone of voice.
Michael."
We are monotone fuckboys.
Okay, Luke, calm down.
My name is Luke Nutman.
Don't call people out. Come on now. Have some
It's fine. He doesn't
self-respect.
watch them.
Doesn't matter.
For
By
all
the
you
power
know,
of editing,
that could be
Aaron.
a fake name.
But by the
Be
power of
honest, who does?
editing, this can be edited
For the
out.
power of editing.
Through the power of our friendship alone.
For the power of me not giving a shit.
But basically, was I
Okay,
talking
are
about?
we
You
gonna
made
talk
me
about
lose
stuff now?
track.
Just hoping
But
to
yeah,
get cut out.
no, it's fine.
Off topic.
Very much.
Off
so.
topic.
But
So going
no,
back
with
to
Mass Effect Andromeda, with that, it's like you're escaping Earth. You're going to a different planet to like colonize and everything like that. So you're trying to think about like everyone's kind of what they want and everything. I can't think. It's like everyone's ideas of what to do, and you have to think what's the best solution for this problem and stuff like that. So it looks really interesting.
What they have said about it is it's more centered on exploration.
Yeah, which
And
I
real,
think is
like,
pretty cool.
A lot more exploration, a lot more use of the
I
maker.
do like a good
Hopefully it's
exploration game.
better than the first Mass Effect.
Yeah. Nope.
The exploration game gets me hard.
Wow.
Well, you are weird.
Well, you're fucked up, sir.
You, sir, are fucked up.
Are you only just noticed this?
So
You've
let's
known me how long?
let's kind of talk about the elephant in the room here, which is Battlefield 1.
Yes,
Oh yes.
You can throw a shot.
Oh, team speak. Handle yourself. Team speak. Speak, come on. Sound like robots at the moment for me.
Robot voice.
Hey! There you go.
Everyone's quality dropped for like a few seconds there. I decided to stop talking.
There we go.
because it
So
was
no,
getting, like,
basically
ad
with
confusing.
Battlefield 1, it looks cool, but I've heard of other people that looks very like, it's kind of a mixture between Battlefront and Battlefield, like with some UI kind of issues and stuff like that.
I can agree
One
with
thing
that.
I did notice, and I'm not too sure whether I like it or not, is the call-outs for
Oh,
when
I was about
you're
to say-
capturing objectives.
I was about to say
I
I mean,
something.
I think it's different that they've gone for a female voice.
I don't mind it, but it's like
but
when
it seems, I don't know, almost out of place.
Michael,
I
when I was
agree
talking
with that.
to
She
one of
doesn't
my
sound like. Doesn't sound like she's
Yeah,
really
just-
like. She sounds very disconnected. If that's what
Yes.
it's about.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's yeah. You've explained it better than I ever could. It's almost like a third-person narrator from a completely different time period that's just going.
It doesn't fit the
object-
setting, is what you're
objective-
saying.
Yes.
Yes.
But basically,
words-
but one thing I love
words
about it
are
though,
fine.
it's just like it's a British woman. It's just they're saying they're using
Yeah.
different words. Like the acronym, it's not like Bravo or Charlie. It's butter objective is being lost to the enemy, and it's like, but it's I so want to run in that game if I ever get it and just shout out on the like team thing. It's like, when it says but butter objective is being lost. And I wanted to run in the middle. I cannot believe it's butter. Just like keep
I can't
running in
believe
the
it's
middle.
not butter.
Can't believe it's not butter. Come on, everyone,
Which
quickly
Lucas,
to
but
be
that was the
objective.
people get.
Although
But no, I understand with
the
Well,
one
the
thing I think is going to be the highlight for me, well, two things actually, is A, the massive airship.
yeah.
Yes, that was
I
very
think
interesting.
that is going to be very. It's like the AC-130 from Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
I mean, except obviously with that one just flies around in a circle, like an AC-130.
An
normally
airship
would.
just flies around.
I
really?
think
Wow.
with
And
the-
but the airship, you can from what I've seen, I think you can actually like steer it yourself.
I think I
Like,
don't
you
know.
can
I
actually
think
move it.
it's for normal people, I think it's the same premise as the AC-130. You just have guns and you shoot down, blah blah blah. But with the air blimp thing, the airship, is that when you crash it, it crashes into. It's not like one destination where it crashes. It can crash in anywhere, and it will destroy all the stuff that's around it.
So it actually affects the map, which so
See,
they're actually improving on
they-
the Frostbite engine.
They say that it will crash anywhere and affect
Well,
anything.
within
Is
within.
that actually going to be the case? Now, I don't think they can have literally every single area of the map get destroyed in a different way.
They've been doing that for
like,
years.
Not every area
But-
of the map, though.
No, there's
Most of
always
it.
going to be something that's indestructible building-wise. But then again, this is a new game. They
Yeah.
probably updated the engine, so it might be possible. We will just have to wait until.
And plus, you are running. I know Battlefield 4 was on PS4 and Xbox One anyway. You are running on newer hardware because didn't Xbox didn't Battlefield 4 come out when they were doing the transition between
Yeah, it came out
between
I think
360 and Xbox One? So with
it
that being
came out, I
said,
think before the new consoles were
Yeah.
released, I think.
because
if my
saying
memory
that
serves me well.
they can run on new hardware and everything, and they can optimize it properly and everything, and I don't see a problem having it in PC anyway. So
Yeah. The only thing is going back to the airship is I think it would ruin it if the debris despawns and a new
I think
airship
it does.
comes in.
Yeah, it
I
does.
think that would ruin it because having debris scattered about the map does not only obscure the battlefield, but it can also create new lines of sight, new flanking patterns. It can affect the way that you play the game
Well,
and the map.
That's what happens with
Which-
Siege of Shanghai,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Like in that type
Kind
of premise.
although I think we can all agree that Siege of Shanghai is best played if you don't topple the skyscraper.
I hear when they topple the skyscraper.
Because it's so much easier to defend and attack when the
Powers up, yeah.
skyscraper is in one piece, because you can
But
attack it with
one thing they're adding,
helicopters,
one thing
and
they're
people aren't going to have much place to hide.
one thing they're
But
adding
you can
though
also
is
defend it well when you just watch the elevators, etc. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
But one thing they're adding though is a lot of weather effects where fog comes in and rain
Mm,
plays the effect, or the sun, or there's mist, or this and that, which
yeah.
it seems good because they had the after the EA conference, they had a massive 45-minute live stream of the
Yeah.
game, and they had the fog rolling in, but it's just this is fog. It's not like something that progressed over time. It's happening now, and then it's okay,
Yeah,
that's the thing. If it
I mean,
progressed and
rain
your
and
vision's
stuff I can understand, but if the
Yeah.
fog was there from the very beginning of the match and then started to dissipate towards the end,
yeah, that'd be quite cool. Like the wind
that
pushed
would
it
make more
away.
sense than it just suddenly rolling in.
I'd be,
Yeah.
I'd be more interested if it did dissipate at the end, because it'd be dynamic in that way.
Yeah.
Exactly. To begin with, you can't see very well, and you've got to, get quite close before you can actually be very combat effective. And then as it starts to dissipate, you're like, oh, hang on, I'm starting to see more, and you start to notice it. So you start
Yeah.
changing the routes and that, which also actually leads quite well leads on to my second point of what I do like, and I think will be very interesting,
Yes.
is the ability to charge with a bayonet on.
Yeah.
And
Quite
that's
cool.
a new form of melee.
Is that the
Fog-
only weapon we can charge with, or do you reckon there'll be others?
I think there
I
is.
reckon that's the base one, but I think
You have
they-
bats with
think
nails in,
kind
and
of
then you have mallets and stuff.
Rising Storm, you could charge with a katana and that. I think maybe
Yeah.
the shovel or something like that.
Could be.
Because can't you with the anti-tank grenades use it as a melee weapon as well? I think.
I'm not sure. I didn't see enough of the gameplay to actually look at it
I
enough.
only saw snippets of it because I was busy doing other things when it was on.
Well, I was busy doing assignments, so yeah. But no,
The struggles of being at college.
Yeah.
Alas, I don't have to put those.
well, I only have to do one more thing and I'm finished anyway. But no,
Mm.
with with the live stream, that was interesting because you had Zac Efron, you had Snoop Dogg.
I've tried to mentally block that entire segment.
But the funny
I
thing
mean,
is,
Snoop Dogg with his secret weapon. I mean,
You know, on the YouTube video for that thing, they played that clip at 420.
yeah.
I see what you did there,
But basically,
and I fucking approve.
they did well with E3. They didn't really shy away from it. They didn't blow it out. They're like, yes, they're showing him like smoking the spliff whilst playing this
To be
game.
honest, though, it's Snoop Dogg. Really, like that is him.
That's
He
not
don't care. He really don't give a
Exactly.
fuck.
It's not exactly a new thing, to be honest.
It's weird seeing Zac
You know what would have been
Efron.
better though? Is if when they played the clip with Snoop Dogg, they just started playing like, smoke weed every day.
I think they did on like one IGN video, and I was like,
Oh,
yes. But basically, no. With it's just weird seeing Zac Efron and some other people there. It's like, why are you here? No offense to you, I know.
You don't play games.
But I mean, yeah.
Yes, a celebrity like, oh, they're playing these games and stuff like that. It's just like, I've never seen Zac Efron in the gaming scene at all. I've seen
He probably,
who's-
he could be a massive hardcore gamer
be.
behind closed doors.
but
I think the reason why they had celebrities playing it and film them is to produce more hype for it.
this game, yeah.
That's
Because
obviously
people will
the
see.
reason. And we can tell that like they're not professional gamers or
Oh yeah,
big in
Exactly.
the gaming scene. So it was obviously to draw people in from different media
Exactly.
like outlets.
because Bunny Bones from Moosey was there, and he was saying that when he was seeing like Snoop Dogg or when he was with all the celebrities and stuff like that, that all they were doing was running into walls constantly and just like getting killed. Like it was like they had a KD of like 2 and 12 and stuff like that. So it was just like, yeah, none of the celebrities had any kills. Correction.
No,
Like,
they didn't. They were like 0-15.
yeah, it was just like, okay, but so. To be fair, they all did play controllers, I think, when the other team were playing mouse and keyboard, so they kind of had a slight disadvantage anyway.
I mean,
So-
there's nothing wrong with a
Nothing wrong with controller.
Mouse,
It's just you're slightly inaccurate
you
when
can
you are.
aim quicker. I prefer the smoothness of the controller, but for
I know.
how quick you can snap a shot off with a mouse is.
Yeah,
Orgasmic.
but it's just like with that. And why did they have a live stream after their conference? Why didn't they just show some gameplay of like online gameplay?
Because it's
overrun.
E3. It's EA.
The
Yeah,
conference would overrun if they did, so they didn't want to take up any more time. Because they're not actually allowed to do that.
Oh, they're not.
No, they're not allowed to run over time.
Didn't know that.
so yeah, whatever. But no, yeah, that was cool. But I liked how guns look and feel, and the tanks. They feel a bit more meaty than usual.
I like
that's something I wanna add.
like the jeeps with the gun on it, like how you
Yeah.
actually climb into the back and sort of
Yeah.
open the hatch and shut it behind you. I think the fact that getting into vehicles is a little bit more immersive is pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's a shame it's not as like you don't do animation when you get out, but I suppose
Yeah.
that's to stop people from getting shot as they're getting out.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's cool to just make them invulnerable as they get out or whatever to stop that.
yeah. But then
But I
people find
suppose-
glitches with that and everything. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's the internet. They'll do it. But
Plus, then
anyway,
you can't do those little
so-
trick shots where you just hop out your vehicle, C4, and boom, even though they don't have C4.
oh, one thing I'd love to see with the biplanes is people jumping out, shooting people out the
I
pilot seat.
heard somewhere, I can't remember where, that in the planes you can't jump out of them. Once you're in it, you are bound in.
Oh, that's just taking the fun out of it.
Which makes sense, because biplanes, you couldn't actually eject from those.
Yeah, but that's just taking
Or
the fun
you-
out of it. Come on, you
Yes,
want to see
but
people do
The
trick shots
Battlefield
like
is
that.
slowly getting more and more realistic, and it's World War One, so they've kind of got to.
I wouldn't say they've gone back to World War One for the realistic factor. They've sort of gone up. They've
Oh, I'm not
basically
saying that.
they've basically gone. Okay, look, we've exhausted every single other stupid idea. So let's return to World War One, where literally, that's where war games began. Where it's just simple.
I was
Go
going
to
to
World
say,
War One. have
there's
all
not
that-
many World War One games. There's loads and loads and tons of World War Two ones, but I've never seen a huge amount of World War One war games, which first-person ones as well is more. Okay, so they've done a risky move, but I think it will pay off. Because I know I absolutely love World Wars, like in video
Yeah.
games. They
The
are.
setting, not the actual like. I'm not a fan of World Wars.
Oh no, yeah, totally.
But anyway,
I'm
moving
joking.
conference. So we're going to go Bethesda's one, and that was great last year because they announced Fallout, and that was last year's, and I stayed up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that one, and I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this one.
I mean, a
So-
lot of good stuff came from the
So
Bethesda
they have
conference.
Quake Champions, which is new Quake
that
game.
is
That's
like-
I've got a feeling that's going to be essentially a Quake Overwatch.
Everyone
be.
is saying that. Not every single character game with changeable characters is Overwatch. Remember that.
That's the
Let's not
feeling
judge
I
it
got
before we
from
see
it.
it.
That's the feeling
Honestly,
got
I have
from
no
it,
idea
but-
because we didn't get any gameplay.
Well, you can't. You got
Yeah,
like
I
a
was
CG.
about to make
Get
that.
with it.
I was about to make that point, but you jumped
I
ahead
jumped,
of me.
I jumped the gun, did I?
Wow.
Apologies.
It's alright. I mean,
I stole
my
your
first
thunder.
impression from the way they described it is, oh, okay, it sounds like it's going to be a Quake Overwatch. But then I thought, well, I won't judge it because they haven't showed any
It's
gameplay.
Quake.
Of it,
How
and
can
it
you
could
not like
be...
Quake?
Well, I mean, I love Quake. But
I never
you
played
know,
Quake. I know I did play Quake before.
I played a Quake game on the PS3. I can't remember, but that was years ago.
Yeah. I know
Um,
I know how Quake is because Quake is like a very
But-
fast-paced version of like a fast-paced version of Doom and multiplayer, and then you have different weapons and
Yeah, from what I gathered, the multiplayer was quite a big
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, where Doom set the trend for the FPS, I think Quake kind of built on that and really sort of
yeah.
moved from FPS into the multiplayer aspect.
Well, if you
of
think about it, because if you look dig into English.exe stop working. If you dig into history and stuff like that with Call of Duty they used the Quake engine for the first Call of Duty to do multiplayer and to run their game on. They used the Quake engine, and I think they did for a long time. So
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because Quake and Doom are the great grandfathers of the FPS genre.
yeah, like I love Doom. I love Duke Nukem 3D, which is pretty much just like a copy of Doom or whatever, but just like more adult.
Are you
Like
kidding me? Man?
so.
And
But interesting fact, though,
elaborate.
Duke Nukem 3D and Wolfenstein 3D are not 3D. They're 2D.
Let's not get into this fact again, please.
So
Just saying.
I'm just saying,
Just
false,
send them to the
false
video. Just send them,
advertisements, false,
post that
false
video in the description.
titling.
Yeah. We want our
Can we
money
move,
back.
can we
Mrs. You
move
said.
on to the biggest point of the Bethesda conference?
Oh no, we will go through in order.
Yeah, let's go for it. So you've got the Fallout DLC, which you've got the contraptions, which are.
I do like
don't.
the look of these.
They look
And we
alright.
can make our own vaults. That's the
Although-
only reason I might actually go back to Fallout
PC.
4.
The only one I don't like the look of is probably the Nuka world.
I'm interested with that one.
Quite
I-
see
what are they
where.
What are they going to do with it? What are they going
that's
to do?
kind of
like,
what I was
honestly?
thinking.
I like
I
it.
mean, they didn't really show too much of it. They kind of just showed like a panning up shot of it. So
Yeah.
there could be some dark, sinister plot behind it, but from
It's
first
Fallout, there
initial
probably
thought,
is.
Yeah.
But at first kind of thing, I just think it's like essentially a fun DLC for like it's kind of like a theme park that you can just go to and
hmm
essentially ride roller coasters and stuff.
But with
However, it might not be just that. We
'cause,
don't know
who
until it comes out.
I know Bethesda made Fallout, but didn't they like there's some producers within because you had Black Isle Studios or something like that, didn't you, for Fallout New Vegas? If I'm correct in saying, or something along those lines. I wish they made Fallout 4 because their DLCs for Fallout New Vegas. I wanted to murder developers, A, because they was terrifying, and B, because they're so good.
Aw.
Because have any of you
Wet
got
your pants because it was that terrifying.
no? No, they're just frustrating. Have you ever played? Oh, was it the New Vegas one, Dead Money?
I've never played New Vegas.
God, that's a pain in the ass. Jesus Christ! It's like
I played Fallout 3, but I never
Yeah.
actually got around to playing Vegas. So.
no with the Dead Money DLC. You went to the Sergeant Madre Hotel. If I'm correct in saying this is from like years ago that I played it, and like you get sent there and you're with these other people who have to figure out something. I can't remember what the main plot was, but it was quite interesting. But you have these ghosts around you, but you have really low health, and you don't get that many stim packs, or you don't get that much food to heal yourself. So you're really having to work out, okay, am I going to this situation? And I'm just like, then there's a ghost behind me. It's like, hello, would you like to die today? I'm like, oh, please no, because they could like they one shot you. I'm just like,
Where did this tiny little? Where did this go? What is this? What is the point of this?
I'm just saying. I wish the DLCs were handled by different like developers because
more like
with
that, more like
with-
unique, original
yeah,
stuff.
because with
It's
Fallout
interesting.
4, I just feel like it's a good game, but it's not Fallout. If that makes sense, it's kind of just
It doesn't feel like Fallout, does it? It just feels.
no.
I'll be honest. I was incredibly disappointed by Fallout 4.
I was
incredibly
disappointed.
Okay,
Ish.
if the dislikes and the unsubscribes.
I'm just gonna
I
say
can
it wasn't a good Fallout game.
Opinions.
It was a really bad Fallout game, honestly. Fallout New
Yeah.
Vegas is still better than it by far.
New Vegas is great.
If you want to,
But-
honestly, if you want to go play
I
a
can't
Fallout
really
game,
comment.
play Fallout New Vegas. Don't even bother with 4. I would
No,
honestly say.
bother with 4 because it does some interesting
Don't.
things. I like 4, but God,
If
they
you
do
like
some
The
things wrong.
Sims and you want to play The Sims in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, get 4.
But
You don't want to do
I
that?
mean,
Get
that's
3.
a pretty good review. I mean, right there.
with the I
Put it
just
on a
don't.
box cover. If you
one
like
thing that-
Sims and apocalypse,
I
play this game.
I feel like we're starting to besides the point. with
No,
Fallout
it's fine. This
4.
is a general conversation stuff we can talk about. I don't care. We can talk about like the Fallouts and everything and stuff like that. We need to say our opinion just to give a gauge on the Fallout stuff anyway. But no, with Fallout New Vegas, I just felt it's with Fallout 4 the voice system I do not like. That
Yeah,
can
that's
go
what
straight out
dragged
the window.
That's what dragged the game down. Honestly,
It's
it
like
made options in speech really bad. We had 4 options for everything.
yeah.
Skills
But
became
that-
redundant. They did not affect the character development at all. I could not affect quests because my skills were different. They literally only affect like fights, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And maybe hacking terminals. That's about it. It wasn't as dynamic as New Vegas. The story didn't go anywhere particularly
Yeah.
interesting.
It's like,
I
here's
lost
the
interest in Sean
Institute.
in like seconds.
It's like, here's the Institute. They may be bad. They kind of kidnap people.
Hey, do you want to know the sad thing? On my game, I haven't found Sean yet. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about Sean. Sean's boring to me. I'm more interested in some random ass robot I found in a vault and her wanting to become human. That story's
Yeah.
more interesting than fucking Sean.
But the funny thing is,
initially that sounds pointless.
with the Fallout series that will be coming out, I've made the most. I think I put this on the chat earlier. I tried to make the most ugliest wife I could make on Fallout 4, just to see how the child will turn out. Because they were like, when last E3, they're like, your baby will be structures of how like the mother and dad were like how they the customization on them.
That's a lie. That's a total lie.
Yeah. Well, they got
Dawn is
when
the
I
same no
when I
matter
played
what.
Fallout 4 like by myself and not playing it on when not doing the series. It's like they got the skin color right. It's just like everything, and that was about it, I think. But I didn't do much face structure stuff. I just went like generic, kind of generic layout of the character creation. But no, I just feel like Fallout 4 is just not Fallout. It's just difficult to say. I like it. I play it a lot, but it's not true
It
Fallout.
lacks the Fallout charm, doesn't it?
Yeah, because
Okay,
I just love how.
moving swiftly on from
Anyway,
Fallout.
wait one
Let's
second.
talk
Let
about
me get.
a new title that
I want to
think
talk about
got
Skyrim.
No. We said that for a minute.
Save that for a minute.
What new title are you on about, Michael? Please.
Right.
The one that's quite. I think it's got a very interesting story to it, like
Premise.
Yes, premise.
Are you talking about Prey or Dishonored 2?
Yes, I am talking about Prey.
Because
I
isn't...
When I saw that, I was a
Interesting.
little skeptical at first.
I
Then
thought it's a
as
horror
they
game.
sort of started to...
That's the psychological game, isn't it? The
Yeah,
psychological
the
thriller.
one that's made by... forgotten their name.
The people who make Dishonored 2.
Dishonored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
When he was talking about it, I was like, ooh, one with a psychological twist. This sounds interesting. And then the thing, it was like repeating it, and it seemed familiar.
It felt like Groundhog Day.
It did. It had that sort of Groundhog Day feel. But then also the part where he looks in the mirror and talks to himself.
Yeah.
About,
and then
something I haven't got time to explain. And he's like, oh, this is kind of a bit.
And then
there's quite a cool story under here waiting to be found, I reckon.
And then when he said utilize the environment to your advantage, to get about and all that. So you take an axe or whatever, or a gun or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just use that to get through. I think that's quite a cool concept if they do it right. I mean, it's made by these guys, and they made Dishonored.
They made Dishonored and Dishonored 2.
I loved it, but I got to a point where I just got sort of slightly bored of it, because after a while I just thought, it's getting quite repetitive. It's, either do it stealth.
Okay, I strongly disagree with that, but we'll just move on.
Okay, no, why do you disagree
because
with me then?
I believe that, personally for me, Dishonored is an amazing game. I absolutely love it. I love the story. I love the world they created. I love all of Dishonored. I'm incredibly excited for Dishonored 2. I cannot wait to play as Emily. Her story, I reckon, will be really interesting. And I'm just trying to understand why you say it got boring after a while. What got boring about it?
I mean, the game, it looks absolutely amazing. I love the theme of it. Steampunk is fucking amazing. I love that. And I loved the idea of the concept of, you're you become an assassin to try and find out who murdered your wife. I didn't actually realise this until I watched E3 and they were talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Queen was your lover.
Yeah, I thought you were just a protector at the time when I was playing it. I wasn't actually really paying a huge amount of attention, which is shocking. I was more interested in the graphics, if I'm honest, and the look of the game.
Yeah.
Because it just took me in straight away. And I don't know, it's just, I'm not a big fan for stealth games as it is. So I think that's contributed to my opinion.
So,
but I found that the sneaking was just, it was either sneak around and play it cautious in a way that, and use the abilities to get about, which, you can use the different abilities to, combinations and all that, or just sort of go in and hack slash. Although I did like the consequences thing, that if you killed loads of people, more rats would appear and the plague would get worse, whereas if you didn't, it wouldn't get worse.
On the subject of...
That was well done, but
one second, please.
Find it interesting, me, personally.
Question, did you do any of the I guess you call them, you know how you were saying about the only options are the stealth option and the sort of hack and slash option? Did you ever do any of the sort of side quest options where you do favors for people and they can solve your dilemmas without having to resort to violence? Did you ever do anything like that?
I sort of touched on some of the side-ish ones, but I don't know, if they felt kind of tedious for me.
I can completely understand where you're coming from, but for me, that sort of added another dynamic to the game. Like, it was, you can go for the stealth route, you can go for the hack and slash route, or you can go for the slightly more slow-paced, think about it sort of route, and then have your problems taken care of without having to make a single kill. You can go through that entire game without killing a single person.
Yeah, I know. You get an achievement for it as well, I think.
Yeah.
I remember so.
One
thing. I was
thing
looking for the achievements, and it was one of them. I was like, oh, okay.
I want to add with Dishonored 2 that I found out a day or two after the conference is that when I get the pals issue when a guy comes up to you, he's like, hey, do you want this pals or whatever? Well, however it starts in the game. And you can say no to him. You can say no, fuck you. Or say no, I'm not going to have those powers, and you can just run with the game with not any of those powers at all. Still do it. It's fine. Really interesting. I like that. Like what they've added.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
But it's like one thing I'm a bit concerned with that might be a bit overpowered. Did you see that? Is a power when you can duplicate things, like when an explosion goes off.
You
Oh,
can
the domino.
affect,
Transfer.
you can use the domino effect to affect multiple people.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying with the whole it might be overpowered, but it really is situational. I mean, like, yeah, it's overpowered if you want to go in there and like kill everything. Then yeah, it will be overpowered. If you want to go for more of like a stealth route, the options that opens are incredible. Like the amount of different diverse kills and ways of finishing that mission are now dramatically increased. Like you can have like literally someone end up killing themselves and just taking 4 guys with them.
Yeah.
And there is probably going to be a limit to the amount of people that you can.
I believe it was 2 at the beginning, and then they can be upgrading to about 3 people you can have linked together, or maybe 4. I'm not entirely
I think
sure.
in the footage that they showed, I think
They
they
linked-
had
they
like
linked 3
4.
together.
Oh, was it 3? I thought it was 4.
There are 4 guys in the room, but he leaves the main guy alive, and then goes into
Yeah. Well, one guy.
Dust Reaper form sort of thing.
Yeah. One guy goes to like the projector. That electrocutes him. Then that transfers to 2 other guys sitting down like together. Then
Yeah.
he leaves one guy alone. Then uses. She leaves. Oh yeah. The guy playing uses the like the darkness
Yeah.
type mode just to.
It does. It's very reminiscent of the darkness, isn't it?
Hmm.
You get the whole demon claw sort of like.
Yeah, it's like
thing.
the attack mode kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's how
very
you
interested. I
describe it.
like it.
Yeah, but
Okay.
no, Dishonored 2 looks really cool, and I might get it. It's just I might want to
I
play the.
am highly anticipating. I even considered buying. I'm still considering buying the definitive edition where I get a Corvo mask. So
Yeah,
I might be doing, that's how much I choose.
I
Oh,
don't-
you mean the collector's edition of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just absolutely
don't
love that
do
series.
stuff like that. I'm just like nope. So,
So what
but
else was revealed?
I
by
think
the
it's just
good
Doom
Bethesda?
DLC. That Doom
Doom
DLC
Bethesda.
and the
Doom.
Skyrim stuff.
And then we
Skyrim.
talk about Doom and.
I believe there was.
Then you had the card game for
One
Skyrim
more?
Scrolls.
Oh yeah, you had the Elder Scrolls Legends.
yeah.
I
Elder
wasn't.
Scrolls Legends.
I didn't.
That
quite
I'm just
that.
like,
I'm
whatever.
Not, I'm not really interested in those sorts of.
I'm just like,
strategy card
another
games.
card game.
Yeah, that's my thought. I was like, oh, okay, it's an Elder Scrolls version of Magic: The Gathering. Lovely.
The one thing, the only card game I really want to play online is just Hearthstone. I haven't played that in a while, so I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
They
like,
never. I've never.
Other
played
card
any of
games
them
are
because they
available.
just never interested me. I thought, oh, okay, if why would I pay money to do that when I have a folder full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I can just whip out and play?
Yeah.
whip out your Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But one thing that
With the good
everyone,
old
what,
Ultimate Gladatron Dragon.
but one thing that all the
Why
console
not?
people lost their shit
No,
on
ancient
is,
gear Gladatron Dragon. Not
yeah, the one
Ah.
thing all the console people that lost their shit on was the Skyrim remaster that everyone
Oh my
anticipated.
Hey, not just the console people. I was absolutely flipping my shit for that. That looks beautiful.
I mean,
I was
I
like,
don't
oh,
care-
that's
I
cute.
don't
That's
care if
PC mods.
PC Master Race users laugh in the distance like, haha, we've been like that for
No,
years.
I just go, that's
I
cute.
don't care. That game looks adorable.
it does. Like,
It's good.
the
It looks
difference
really
is
good.
very noticeable.
I will
Although
miss like
you're gonna get people saying, "Oh, the PS4 one looked better than the Xbox one." Fuck off, mate.
There's always-
You could
Michael,
not
there's
tell
always
the
gonna be
difference.
console wars.
Literally,
Yeah, legit.
there's always
like,
gonna be
legit.
console wars.
PS4 has slightly better graphics, but the difference is so minute that you physically cannot tell.
Yeah. It's like oh no, won't go into it, but no, with the
No,
Skyrim
I'll go
Master.
into it if you want.
Oh no, I was thinking of something. I was just like, oh no, it don't work because it's PC stuff. But no, one thing with the remaster is that I will actually buy it because it will come with what I think like pre-installed mods that Bethesda worked with and they've just like done themselves. So it'll work well, it'll work together, it'll work
Do
fine.
we know that Bethesda did themselves? Is that
Yeah, most
confirmed?
likely. Most likely.
I thought they just stole them from other mod creators.
I doubt they'll do
They
that. They're not those type of
They
people.
probably not
Cool.
them. They
I'm calling you
probably
out,
got
Bethesda. I'm
the.
calling
You
you
never
out. I love you,
know.
but I'm calling you out.
They
Aaron,
probably got the curators.
yeah, I was about to say they might get the
permission
mod
first
developers to do it.
I would like to hope so.
Yeah, they most likely did. But with that though,
I mean, can we just talk about that in itself? Mods on console, like
yeah, that's awesome.
allowed on console. That's like
Yeah.
a first. I swear to God.
Well, it's
Like, yeah, I mean,
PS4.
It's the only time they've really ever actively tried to be like, yeah, you can mod it yourself on a console.
Well,
I
you can
mean,
get
obviously
you can get PC people to mod it and let it go on.
Yeah, I
too.
mean, obviously you can mod it, but it's
But
not.
it's been
legal.
frowned upon by the console
Wow.
developers.
No, what I mean
themselves,
is
like
that
Microsoft and
PC
Sony, because mods for console users. Me being an ex-console user, I'm moving to PC.
Yeah.
I transcended. Anyway, for me being an ex-console user, and I still play on my 360 occasionally if I'm literally bored out of my mind.
But oh yeah, okay.
Mods are very frowned upon because half the time they are bad in the sense that people use them for malicious intent in a multiplayer game. I know that obviously these mods are coming out for single player story orientated games, but it's a stepping stone into mods being allowed into other games.
Well, I don't think you have that on PC either, where modding is like kind of modding is mainly why you go on PC. I don't think you get that. You get hackers, yeah, but you don't get like people modding it just be malicious.
If you're a modder, you are seen as a hacker because you've no doubt met them or crossed paths with them in a multiplayer game where the line is very thin and faded between modder and hacker, because kind of going back might as well be the same thing half the time when there are differences. But
going back to unfortunately New Vegas, but one thing that I just want to join in. When I played New Vegas for a long time, I was watching YouTubers, they were playing on PC at the time, and I was like, those things are cool, I want to have it. Oh, I'm on the console. Like, they do cool things where they have cool new weapons, they have cool new quests, they have cool new areas. And I'm like, I want that, and I'm just on console, and I can't. And yeah, it's just like, that's why I bought it on PC, but having
that's the thing that console users have been complaining about for literally years. They were like, why can't we have mods? And it's like, because literally the system you're deciding to play your games on does not allow it. Simple as. It's like,
exactly.
This is a nice idea. They were basically it's just free DLC, but like a fancier name.
But with that though, it's really nice.
Free community built.
But one
DLC.
thing I'm disliking about consoles having mods is now console people having to go at PC modders. It's like, oh, why do you not make an Xbox One version of this? It's like, it's difficult to do that. They have to do a separate mod for it.
They do not like cross as easy as people think they do. They do not like go together as easy as everyone thinks.
Yeah, it's Windows.
Modding at the end of the day is not easy. Modding
they don't go together like PB and J. They go together more like gammon.
Shit.
You pick gammon, the most British of bloody like meats.
Gammon together.
It's just gammon and brisket. But
did you just say gammon and brisket?
Like breakfast meat brisket, not the other thing, not the UK thing. I meant like it's like a type of meat that's like just falls apart. So I think it's brisket.
You buy breakfast.
Breakfast. I really want food now. but yeah. But what I hate is just like they're like, oh, why do you not make an Xbox version? Why do you not make this? It's like, it's difficult to do that because it has to go through Bethesda themselves to go, this is okay and stuff like that. Bethesda actually have to okay it themselves for it to go through properly, and yeah, it's just quite difficult, and they're just being really nasty about it. Now they've got that power to have mods. It's like, why not doing this? Why not doing that?
But this is why the PC Master Race refers to consoles as peasants, because all they do is squabble. I mean, PC
such an elitist.
Squabble between each other as well. Like, oh, graphics, all this. When I mean, graphics are nice. I do like a
it's like
game. I love it. But at the same time, for me, as long as the gameplay is good enough and
Yeah.
that defines a good game for me. Like, a great game I've got in my Steam library is Insurgency. Graphics are not the best; they're actually quite shit.
Yeah,
But-
but still a good game.
Like very patchy and blurry, like the terrain and all that, and the shading and all that. But the gameplay is actually really good. The game's quite well balanced mechanic-wise.
Yeah, but it's like what you're saying.
Where,
Is
where
like
did this tangent go and where did it
But
start?
it-
Can someone please just like
but-
remind me?
I'll quickly wrap it up. But it's just like with the games I have in my Steam, it's just like I still have the original Duke Nukem 3D. I have the original Doom. I'm playing through Final Fantasy 9. Those are not like graphic intensive games. I have to.
He
I'm
will
trying.
not shut up about that, by the way. He
It's
will
just
not
like-
stop talking about that.
It's just having. It's like when I play games on my Vita that's for PS1. It's like I have to deal with having it in 4x3. Don't care because it's still the games in front of me. But yeah,
Hmm.
just having Skyrim on console remaster is really cool because if I had that chance to have a prettier version, and also another
Look, at
reason.
the end of the day, it's more Skyrim. It's not a new
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls game, but it might tide some people over.
Yeah.
But
Till then,
Well,
I mean,
I'll-
it's
if people
I'll-
Skyrim,
if people
so-
haven't
I'll
played
most
Skyrim
likely-
yet,
I'll most
people
like get
haven't played Skyrim yet, they are in for a hell of a treat.
yeah.
I mean, if you haven't played Skyrim, where the fuck have you been living under
Yeah.
a fucking rock for the last couple of years?
But
it
it's
was
just
the best game. Well, oh, fuck me, I forgot what year it came out now.
2012, I believe.
Really?
Yep.
No, it was more than 4 years ago, by far.
No, I suppose
Ooh.
No,
20
no,
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 2011.
well-
I believe 2011. That's
I think
I
it was
thi-
2010. I think.
no. I think I'm
Give
not
me a
sure.
sec. Keep talking.
But no, the reason it's like just to kind of wrap it up. The reason I'll be buying,
No,
Most
it
like-
was 2011, November 11th.
yeah, but is the reason I would be buying. I might pretty much buy the remastered version. Is just so I can get DLC with it because I haven't got any DLC for the for Skyrim,
Sacrilege.
and I've only got base game. So
Definitely get the Dragonborn DLC
Yeah.
Yeah, highly
because
recommend.
it unlocks Soulstein. I mean, Dawnguard DLC is cool and all because
Yeah.
of some of the places you go and all that, like the Soul Cairn.
yeah,
That's cool. I do like
Oh, the
that.
Soul Cairn is amazing. So much lore. So much
Yeah.
lore that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah,
but
Whatever they are. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
living in that
The
place.
amount of lore
Coming.
in the Soul Cairn was unreal.
But
At
they
the
have a-
same
they have
time,
a
the
pretty
amount
big
of
lore
lore
about
in
that.
Soulstein was unreal.
yeah,
Well, Soulstone appeared in Morrowind, so
Huh.
we got to go back to that place. I mean, so yeah, we got some lore, but I was more for lore-wise, I was more intrigued about the whole, going to the Soul Cairn. That was very cool for me.
Yeah,
Anyway,
by
we're getting
far,
off track. We're getting off
the-
track again for like the 18th billion time.
but again, changing conferences. You have now the Xbox One, which is
Why have we just switched from the Bethesda? We've barely scratched the surface on the Bethesda one.
Bethesda one. We've
Yeah,
pretty much
you
covered
just said-
everything.
No,
What do we miss?
no, you've got the Elder Scrolls
Elder Scrolls stuff.
Online,
Yeah.
the
That-
one
let
Tamriel.
me give you a quick breakdown on the Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online, we now have the Dark Brotherhood DLC has finally been added, so you can go to the south coast of
Kill people.
Tamriel, and you can
The Golden Coast
the
of
Golden
Cyrodiil, I
Coast. That
think.
is, thank you very much, and you can join it with the Dark Brotherhood, and I'm guessing take on some just general assassination quests. I'm guessing what that's planning they're doing.
Repeatable as well, I think. That's what they
Repeatable
said.
quests, which will be kind of a bit breaking the immersion because if you kill someone, they shouldn't be coming back. Obviously.
I don't think repeating it in that kind of sense, but I think repeating it as you just go around. You can keep repeating the murder ones, like you go
Yeah.
out, you do an assassination, but it's a different person
Yeah.
each time. I think.
So we
Yeah,
have that.
and
What else was added?
and then there's like it's
Um,
borderless something like
Yeah,
you
they're
can
bringing out the
roam
one
between.
Tamriel thing, so it's removing all of the borders so that
Oh
once
yeah,
you've
you can
completed
go
the
anywhere.
tutorial,
You can go anywhere, anytime.
which
There is no
by
restrictions.
far it's about time, if I'm honest.
It's
but-
yeah, it is because I'll be honest. When I played that game, I played it for a short time. The only thing I wanted to do when I started that game was go to Riften because it was the only area from Skyrim I could go. So I set out for Riften and couldn't get there because I need to be level 37.
Yeah,
So they put in those invisible walls
And
as just sort of
I
really
didn't want to
broke
have
the
to
flow.
be a Khajiit or someone from that alliance. to be able to go to Elsewhere and explore there, because
Yeah.
the amount of lore from Elsewhere and to do with the Khajiits and whether their lore has always intrigued me, because it's really interesting how they are actually linked to the moon, etc. But that's for another video and all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
Michael, we need to do a lore video. We'll just talk about lore for fucking ages.
yes.
Take a note. Okay, back to
but
E3.
yeah, basically, so we're going on to the Microsoft conference. So they
Remind me of some of the games there. I don't want to sound bad, but I have forgotten.
they had
I
Ge-
actually missed that one.
I missed that one as well.
Gears of War wasn't
Gears of War
there.
4.
Gears of War 4? I don't care
Yeah.
about that at all, but it's a thing. It exists.
I like Gears of War. I really enjoyed the multiplayer for Gears of War. I played Gears of War 3. That's actually funny thing is my stepmom, she was like, "Here's a game." It's just like, it's like, yeah, it's really bloody, and I'm like, why are you giving me this? I'm only like so many years old. It's an
Okay,
1820.
the Microsoft panel. So let me go through the list of some of the things that were released. Gears of War 4, obviously we talked about. Battlefield 1 was again mentioned. Forza Horizon 3. Anyone else play the other Forza Horizons?
I played
I
one.
don't mind
thing.
a
I
car
played.
game,
I played
but-
1 and it was very enjoyable. Never got a chance to play 2. Might go back to it.
Cool.
Uh,
But yeah,
I
then
played
you've
a Forza
got
game.
you've got Recall, then you've got Final Fantasy 15, Killer Instinct, Inside, which I don't know what it is.
Slow down for this game. We Happy Few. Has everyone here seen the trailer for that game?
No.
We Happy Few. No.
Give it a look real quick. It's very interesting, this game. Basically, it's set in a dystopian future city where everyone is happy. Now, they are happy all the time, but your character sort of breaks free from this sort of state, and it goes very creepy and dark very quickly. So they sort of force you to be happy, is the sort of vibe I'm getting from it. And when you're not happy, the other happy people turn on you. It goes very much like BioShock with the splicers, sort of from that game. So
Nice. Cool.
BioShock kind of feel. So I am very excited for this kind of game. It's probably the most anticipated thing I'm, waiting for from the Microsoft. Probably second to one other game that we will talk about in a second. So if you guys check out
Cool.
that trailer real quick, you can
Yeah, I'll look at it, but
definitely see. I recommend giving it a quick look. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
But one thing that I think only a few people care about that's in the conference was Gwent. That's its own game now from the Witcher game.
I'm quite interested if they do it
is-
right. If they
its own game?
if they do a carbon copy from The Witcher, it will be very bad because in the game in Witcher, after a while you slowly just worked out
User
there was
disconnected
like
from your
some.
channel.
I'm not sure who that was, but whatever.
That was Michael, I believe.
After a while, you just found like basically the win route where you had like basically unstoppable cards and you could not lose.
Yeah.
So if it's like that, then it's going to be very lackluster, shall we say, if they do not change it up a bit.
Okay. It's the style is quite interesting as well.
It is, isn't it? It's very. While you give that a look, I'm going to talk about a few more games, which I don't think we're going to talk about too much. We got Tekken
watched it.
7. Anyone interested in Tekken?
Never
never
been
played the
one
Tekken,
of the
so-
fighting games because I've always sucked at them.
Okay. Dead Rising 4 we got, so we got
Can't wait
another-
for.
Can't
wait till.
That's just mindless fun, no matter what. So we'll always have fun with that.
Can we all just agree on something that Dead Rising 2 was by far the best?
Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
I would agree with that. I never played 3, but I assume the 2 is the best. We
haven't
have
played 3.
Scalebound, which is very.
Is that not come
Different.
out yet?
It's not out yet. Does everyone here know about Scalebound?
No, I
Yes,
don't.
it was previewed.
I'll give you
back
a
when the
quick
Xbox
overview.
One-
You are a guy, I guess, and you have a dragon.
Oh,
a
is that
big
the one that's like a
full-scale
dragon that
and it's sort
appears?
of like your pet. And
Oh,
you
I
fight
think I know
alongside
what
this
you're talking
dragon,
about.
and apparently it's co-op. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's
And
a thing.
you've got a pair of what appears to be Beats headphones.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. It's modern.
That kind of he looks very edgy, doesn't he? The guy, he's trying to be edgelord basically, which
Do you
doesn't
imagine if
really
it's-
work too well.
Do you imagine if they're just
I mean,
hey,
I
let's get.
swear Scalebound was like previewed back when the
way
Xbox
back
One
when.
was like released.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still
it
not
was
out.
it was mentioned like a couple of years ago, I think. And
Yeah, it was
we
like
still got it.
around the release time of the Xbox One is when it was like first
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
mentioned. But I mean, if they're taking their time to make a really good game, then I'm all for it.
I'm
but-
interested, but I'm losing.
Oh,
I'm
no.
slowly losing my interest.
Hmm.
On a side note, though, when you talk about games that were talked about when the Xbox One came out, do you remember when Quantum Break was announced, like this will be on Xbox One, and then it just never turned up until like just this year.
And it wasn't very good anyway.
It was
so-
just like it was.
It was
But
bad.
they're like,
You
this
so
is gonna be
silly.
a launch title. It's gonna be great. There's a big ship hitting him like a fucking breach for some odd reason. I'm like, it looks cool, but then we just didn't hear anything of it after until
I
it came out
mean-
this year. So I just don't know why some games do that. They just like, it's gonna be release title, then like 2 years later or a year later they just come out. I'm like, okay. We
See,
might miss
that's
your
what I
time on that
mean.
one.
You shouldn't really mention a game unless it's well under development and it's like making really good progress.
Yeah,
And
otherwise
you know it's
just
going
get
to
all
come
my
out
hopes
within
up.
the next year.
They might
kind
have
of
that
thing.
that
Which is why I
prospect.
like
It's like,
Bethesda a lot, because they always release like a trailer like a year before it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll talk about it and say, this is planned.
yeah.
And then like a year later it comes out and it's like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But with,
ready to move on to the next game, or do you want to?
No, it's fine. I'll leave it now. But no, with Dead Rising 4, I just feel like, because when I was watching Dead Rising 3, like gameplay of that, it felt like not edgy, just felt more serious than it did in Dead Rising 2. So I think if
so
all
much
of you guys
fun.
remember, Dead Rising 2 is just like, here's some wacky stuff we can do, and it's just here's some zombies.
Exactly.
I mean, there
I'm
was a
gonna
story
share a
underneath.
moment.
If you looked for it, it was there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm gonna share like a hilarious moment. I when I was just like before I started college, I was playing it with someone that I knew
Yeah.
from like the year above me when I was in school,
Yeah.
and I found this superhero outfit, like a green, and it was had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
giant M on it, and I had the Lego head on.
Head on, yeah.
yeah.
So I called myself Molester Man,
Wow.
Oh my god.
and we just went around and we just started killing zombies in the most hilarious ways. We didn't care about any of the,
Can I
any
tell
of the
my
survivors or
Can I
the
tell?
Yeah.
Z whatever it was called, the pens.
Yeah.
We
Can I
just
tell-
went around and just killed loads of zombies in the
Yeah,
funniest ways possible.
that's what I think it is. It's just mindless fun that you can. So I want to just let
Best
some
thing
anger out on
was
something
the
today.
chair that you'd sit in and just shoot
Yeah.
people in, and it like was Stephen Hawking's voice. That was
Fair.
the best.
Yeah. Can I talk about my funny moment from
Yeah.
that game?
Yeah, sure.
There was a casino you could go into, and when
I
you did,
think so. Yeah.
when you went into certain areas, certain
Uh-huh.
boss fights appeared. Now I didn't know about many of these boss fights,
Yeah.
and I stumbled upon a tiger boss fight
Oh,
where you
I
had
think
to
it is,
fight
yeah.
the trainer and his pet tiger. Now
Uh,
I later realized you can tame that tiger and give it to your daughter as a pet. So I went
know.
back, did that boss fight, tamed a tiger, brought it to my daughter, thinking this is obviously the best course of action,
Was she
and
murdered
then I
by any
had a
chance?
tiger guarding her, which was pretty much the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
So
Until
that's
it
my
got
best
hungry.
moment.
But if you
in
think
Dead
about it,
Rising was
she's-
getting a tiger and giving it
because-
to my girl. Well,
But she's in that
She
small
deserved the best.
surveillance room all constantly. So that other lady that was like watching all the surveillance, was she just like shitting herself because there's a tiger just behind her wanting
She
to
didn't
maul her
mention it
face
at all,
off?
did she? She did not mention it one bit.
Love it, fucking game design. It's just like, yeah, this happens.
This is what
But
I
I-
like Dead Rising. It's just crazy.
Yeah. That's why I can't wait. Ooh. I
Ooh.
nearly hit my back of my computer, and
Can
that
we
nearly
move,
That's
we
what
can
made
move on
that
to,
game
we
so
can move on to
fun.
Ubisoft after these like couple more games. So
Oh,
we've
we got a buttload to do.
we
'cause
got no. Okay, now we've got Sea of Thieves, which is that like pirate
Oh, that's.
game. Which
Oh, I
looks,
want to make jokes on that
Oh, I
one.
love pirate games.
One
thing I
am
love-
for them.
I'm definitely going to be playing this when it comes out. It
No.
looks very interesting. I
It
love the
looks-
art style as well.
It looks generally cool, but I love it how they have fake Let's Players trying to play that game to show it off on the conference.
That was really cringy. It was
And
like,
I was just like,
let's
can
put
someone help?
webcams.
Yeah, it's just like, actually employ Let's Players to They do not care, they must like, do that shit for free.
Yeah,
It's
but
just.
I think they should have literally just gone and been like, okay, let's get some of our guys just playing it, some of our team,
Yeah.
and been like, okay, this is just showing a naval battle. This is showing some of the islands. They showed off a good job. They showed off quite a few things. I guess sort of webcam and that people themselves annoyed me about that, but
Oh,
that's just-
what voice?
the game itself I'm incredibly interested in. I cannot wait for it to come out.
Give it a second.
Anything else to say on that one?
And
got
Robot
two
voice
more.
is gone. Good.
Okay. We've also got State of Decay 2.
I wanted. Oh.
Who played the first State of Decay?
I did, and it was
I did.
amazing. And I
It
won a
was
second
ve-
one.
It was very good. I would have liked a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Bring that with the
Honestly,
second one.
would have loved a multiplayer State of Decay. That would have been very
I
interesting.
love State of Decay. That was the one best zombie game I was playing at the time.
Yeah,
was
it
just
was
like-
very good. It was different, personally, to me.
Yeah.
I like the whole more like, okay, you're not trying to just kill zombies, you're trying to survive.
Yeah,
And
I just
and
love the door
thrive.
mechanic. It's like, here's a door, has zombie, poof, just and everything like that. And it had a nice art style as well, and you had to maintain your like little settlement and stuff like that they made, and you could move south someone's if you wanted to. You could have outposts that like gathered with resources.
Yeah, it was
stuff
all
like
very
that.
it was genuinely like, this is what real people would do to survive.
But by God, it was buggy.
Oh yeah, it was
Jeez.
incredibly buggy.
I was just like, I was
Also,
like,
I would have liked a larger area. I would have liked to
It
go
was
out
alright.
sort of further. I mean, we had this one like creek and this like little town, which was kind of interesting, but I would have liked to go a bit further afar.
no, you did, I think.
They later released a DLC which allowed you to play as the army guys and go
Yeah.
into the army base.
I
which
thought
was
the-
kind of
I
alright,
quite
guess.
liked the size of the map. It was quite sizable, but yeah, you could argue it could have been bigger. But no, I just can't wait for the other one because it just adds a ton more stuff and everything.
Yeah.
But one thing that I am looking forward to, and it's coming on to PC as well, which I'm really looking forward to, is Halo Wars 2.
Oh,
See,
Because
you have to tell me about this because I've never played a Halo Wars game.
it's
oh my
I
god.
Please
Played-
explain simply what a Halo Wars
Okay,
game is.
right, I will do this. I fucking love Halo games. I'm
Yeah.
such a Halo fanboy, and Halo Wars was a perfect mix of the Halo universe and strategy games, like an RTS game.
yeah.
Okay. Now, have you ever played Command and Conquer?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I know how it goes, but yeah, explain to
I
me.
Okay,
understand,
so
I understand
essentially,
RTS games, so
you've
if that
got-
helps.
It dates back to when the Spartan project was. I'm assuming you've played Halo games prior.
Yeah.
Yes, I have played
Okay.
Halo games. I haven't played
Marvellous.
all of them, but I've played a Halo game.
Which one?
Reach.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
fair enough.
That's a good one. The last, really good one.
Yeah.
Halo 4 was okay, but not as good as Reach anyway. That's
Yeah.
off topic. The Halo Wars is a RTS Halo game set back in the year of 2056. No, 20. Something like that.
Yeah, I
something-
get really
20,
confused with the Halo
56.
timeline.
And it's back when the Covenant Human War just not long started,
Yeah.
and you're essentially following this Halo, this Covenant ship that's got one of your top scientists on board. That
Yeah.
one of your crew has kind of a emotional attachment with.
Okay.
But that's kind of like the side story, like behind the story kind of story. Essentially, the gameplay is you've got a central base, and then you get these slots that you can build production buildings on, and research buildings on, and resource buildings on. You only get a limited number of them, and then you get like 4 defense turret slots as well. And then you've got to choose sort of what buildings you want within these limited ones and build up an army. You got infantry, and then you got land vehicles and air vehicles. Obviously, the infantry are in squads, and then some of them are individual ones, like with the UNSC, you've got Spartans, and they're in individuals, but you can have up to 3 and only 3. But you can
Okay.
upgrade them so that they get a minigun, and then later a Spartan laser. But each
Ugh.
you've got different commanders that you can use essentially, but they're not really commanders. That's just the best way of explaining it. The different characters, and they each have different abilities. Like one of them, you start with more slots around your base. Another, you research things quicker. Another one is like you get a certain special unit etc.
Okay, so it's like it's like a basically kind of like a standard like RTS game, but with the Halo sort of
Yeah,
thing.
but with each thing you get like these commander powers that you can use. Like the
Okay.
USC, you get like a bombardment strike or a carpet bomb or whatever.
Okay.
Whereas the Covenant, it's not so much those sorts of things, but each of your commanders is an actual unit that you possess that you can use to affect a battle in a unique way. Like you've got the Arbiter, which is a very unique, high up elite, or Stankili if you're hardcore like I am, Halo fan, who is like dual wields the energy swords.
Okay.
But he's like
that
a
sounds
very
pretty
high.
interesting.
He's a very high up, respected leader. And so he has this ability, it's like a rage, so he like hits quicker and that, but you actually control which direction he hits in as well. With it being an Xbox game, you use the right thumbstick to choose where he attacks.
Okay.
Which is it's interesting. It's a little bit weird at first. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So I actually loved it when I heard.
Do we know that? Sorry. Do we know that this story follows on, or is it like a new story, or what?
I'm not too sure. I haven't heard too much of it. What I've heard is that there is a second one.
Okay.
Because the first one ends on the Spirit of Fire, which is the UNSC ship that you are on. It escapes from this Forerunner,
yeah.
shield. I say shield world, but it's like essentially an empty planet.
Okay.
That it's got the flood on it. You won't know what the flood is because they're not in reach. It's like essentially
I've heard of the flood. They're like an alien race that sort of like
yes, they are a
the...
parasitic race that is essentially like a parasite zombie kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to devour everything, and they're on this Forerunner thing because the flood are inexplicably linked with the Forerunner. But there's like a fleet of Forerunner ships there that the Covenant want, but they need obviously a human to activate it and access it because the Forerunners left it all for humans, not these aliens that form the Covenant. But the ending is that one of your guys, Sergeant Ford.
You might want to just say the ending of something might spoil it for other people. I know the game's been out for years, but you know what people are like.
Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, I mean, if you don't know the ending, then what the fuck have you been doing? Anyway, but spoiler alert anyway. Click away now if you don't.
It's Halo Wars, people. Yeah.
Essentially, you have been warned. Essentially, the ending is Sergeant Foley, which is one of your characters. He's actually one of the commanders that you can use. He sacrifices himself to detonate the slip space drive from the ship to then destroy the planet and essentially cause a supernova.
Wow.
Okay.
And the ship slingshots around the sun. There's like a sun inside of this empty planet for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. It's Halo. So the ship slingshots around it to get enough speed to get out of the planet before this all happens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally how it ends. Them just without a slipstream drive trying to get back. Almost like Star Trek. The not Deep Space Nine, the other one.
I don't know Star Trek, and do you know Star Trek, Aaron?
Not too well.
Essentially, there's like a Star Trek thing where the ship gets teleported somewhere else, and they got to try and get back to Earth without a warp drive or whatever, like a fully functioning one or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's kind of like that, but that's how it
Awesome.
ends off. That's how it ends.
Yeah, I just had to look at Halo Wars 2, and they don't say if it's carrying on from the original story of Halo 1, not Halo 1, Halo Wars 1, or they're just redoing it. I think they might be redoing it anyways, because seeing as what you said about the ending
I know
of that
I
one.
kind of droned on a bit, but that's the best way I can.
But yeah, I'll be getting it because it's a nice casually type RTS. That's not like too strenuous on people, but yes, going on to, I think we've covered everything. Does everyone think we've covered everything?
That's everything in the
Microsoft.
Oh fuck, Microsoft. That's what we were on. Okay.
So yeah, now we're going on to Ubisoft. So you had
honestly, most of the stuff in here I don't even know about or
Okay.
care about.
Cool.
So
I'll
I'll
just
go. Let me just
talk
go through a
for
couple
this
of games. Let me just go through a couple of games I know none of us particularly care about.
I was going to go.
Just Dance 2017. No one really cares about. Division DLC.
Nobody really cares about because the division was
Trials of
actually
the
pretty
Blood
bad.
Dragon. That's just Trials.
I
with
like
the
that.
Blood
I
Dragon
like Trials
skin.
of the Blood Dragon.
Watch Dogs 2.
I like. It looks right. But I was going to
Um,
go the list down anyway. But with when they started off with the conference with Just Dance, they had it literally looked like that people were on LSD
It looks so stupid.
because
didn't
it was
It
just
looks
like
so cringy.
mutated animals dancing around and stuff like that and everything. So yeah, and they didn't. The way they linked two things together wasn't that great
Oh, it
afterwards.
was so bad. What an awful segue.
Yeah, but no, with Ghost Recon Wildcards, it's just like Wildlands or Wildcards. I don't know. It's a Tom Clancy
I
game.
do like the look of that.
It looks good. It's just it feels like they're just slapping on a Tom Clancy name just for the sake of it. Now they could just make it their
I
own.
was interested in that game since I first saw the teaser trailer going back a long while ago.
Yeah, because I remember watching it. It's like it looks cool. It looks like it's like. Is it
I
like
mean-
mercenaries? If I'm correct in saying they're like just taking down drug cartels.
No,
Like mercenaries.
No, I don't think they're mercenaries. I think they are a government. I think they are an army division. I think
Yeah,
special forces group sent
Cool.
in
but it looks cool. I really liked it and
to
like what they did with it.
dismantle this cartel for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
too much about the story behind it, but I suppose
But
we'll
yeah.
find out when the game's released.
But one thing I found that was BS though. I don't know if it was them playing co-op, but when they're playing co-op, they worked really well as a team. They worked extremely well if it was co-op
Because it was 4 players, I think.
yeah, it's like 4 players and it's just like all of them just work together because there's a sniper that shot a guy right like past his buddy and like let's say past his face and like shot the guy in front of him like just like that. Okay, you're free now. I'm like that would never happen in a real life match. Like if you were to do co-op at all, it'd be like yeah, it's like shoot that guy over there. Where I can't see him. I'm dead now. Something like that. So it'd be like yes, it's really cool. I like it. I like the look of it. I didn't. The only Tom Clancy games I played was Splinter Cell.
Oddly enough, I've not played one of those.
I've never played
Hawks.
Tom Clancy again.
I played Hawks, which is like a flying one. I want to get number
Hawks,
2.
Brilliant one.
I want to get number 2, but I never got it. Did I ever? Yeah, I had Hawks 1 on disc actually, but I can't find the disc. But no, that looks really cool, and I might be buying it in the future. Sure. But going on is the South Park's. I was about to say Stick of Truth.
Can I please talk about this? It's not the only game I can talk about in the Ubisoft lineup.
Okay.
So South Park, The Fractured But Whole, or Butthole if you can get the joke. Basically taking on basically the same kind of idea and style of the first game, but instead of the whole fantasy theme now, we're going for the superheroes sort of vibe.
Yeah.
So the trailer we were shown basically shows all of the kids as their superhero alter egos discussing their movies and their Netflix series and the tie-in comics that they're going to make to make $1 billion. There is a divide in the group, and some of the heroes go off to do their own franchise, and it's sort of like a Marvel versus DC kind of storyline they're going for here.
Yeah.
And so apparently it's going to feature different style combat from the last game.
Yeah,
they mentioned that they mentioned in the last game that they got the combat all wrong. So apparently they're going for something a bit different. We don't exactly know what, because we didn't get any gameplay footage.
They did.
But we only got like a tiny bit though, not really any combat or anything like that.
Yeah, you did. But with where you move around, it's all tile based now, so you can move different tiles around. You're not just stuck in one place and going back and forth like a normal type RPG.
Yeah.
You have time as well. Basically, you know, your your farts like what?
Dragon shouts.
Yeah, they're pretty much like dragon shouts. They become that powerful now. They can rip the fabric of time.
As you do.
So what you can do now?
I believe
you can
play as the same kid. that you
Yes.
in the
So
story wise you play as the same kid who moved to the town from the first game, but now you're playing superheroes instead
yeah.
of
So basically,
fantasy setting.
you kind of with the story is that you finished the big RPG type stuff, and now Cartman the Coon has gone into all the superhero stuff and everything like that. But you still are the like the king, because you become the king at the end of Stick of Truth, and he's like, oh, you scrub still like got that weird get up on now. We're doing all the superhero stuff where the cool stuff is. So and then from that Cartman helps you to become the superhero you become through the game, and so the Coon helps you and stuff like that. What else is there? I think that's it. Far wise, they just talk about a bit of story,
there
and that's
wasn't really
it, I
much else.
believe.
We haven't really got much inspiration. All I know is it'll be fun,
Oh.
it'll be stupid, it'll be silly, but I'll love it either way.
If you do pre-order the Fractured Butthole and you haven't played the first one, just Stick of Truth, you'll get the Stick of Truth free with the Fractured Butthole if you do pre-order it as well. Pretty cool. I like that. Get 2 games in one. So yeah, and plus
I have already.
I haven't played Stick of Truth, so yeah. But
I haven't,
so
but I really
I have.
wanted
It
to.
is very good. You should definitely play it.
yeah. But because we covered the Division, nobody really cares about it. I think it's pretty cool what we're doing with it with the survival stuff. But after that is something called Eagle Flight, which is a VR game. It's where it's like Capture the Flag. It's where you have 2 teams. There's 4 and 4, I think. 1-4 are eagles, like 1-4 different type of eagles, and you have to get your prey, which is like the flag as per se, and you have to take it to the basket, and you all chase each other, and you shoot each other for some odd reason. Like you can shoot air at them at
I
the
have no
other
idea.
eagles.
I didn't see this game, and I'm very confused as to what it is.
It's VR as
You've
well,
already
so
confused me.
yes, I'll link it in a second. But it's just like the way you move the eagle is how you tilt your head with the VR.
Oh,
one
it's
thing
a VR only game.
Yeah, one thing I'm concerned
Oh,
with,
I don't care then.
but one thing I'm concerned with that is if you try and make a sharp turn, you're gonna get whiplash. It's just you're going, and your neck after long like hours of gaming like that, your neck is gonna be like just hurting, because if you're just controlling it, because you literally have to look down to make your eagle dive down into the ground, and you have to look up for it to fly. Then you have the controller in your hand, I believe. Then you twist your neck sideways for it to turn, and keep on doing that around. It's not really gonna. There's gonna be a lot of like driving to A&E because you've accidentally turned your head around too fast just to look at a guy shooting at you.
Yeah, and you will end up with whiplash or a broken
Yeah.
collarbone. So,
After that is the Star Trek VR game, which I love.
A game or what?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what this is.
It's so you what you do. It's meant to be type of multiplayer / co-op. So you have, which I don't know how they're gonna work over a server, because VR and servers I don't think are gonna work well anyway. But with so you all connect together. So all of you have your own jobs. You have the captain, you have the engineer, you have Michael. Please help me because I don't know what is in Star Trek.
You've got your chief. You'll have the chief engineer, the captain's number 1, the captain,
Yeah.
the tactical officer, the science officer.
But I think with stuff like that, you have a slimline version. So you have engineer and blah blah blah. You have all these.
I really shouldn't know these, but
yeah, but you have all like the people who do what they have like do, and you all work as a team. And one thing that one of the players said, I forgot what his name is. Who's I need to get his name up, but they brung for the conference. They brung some of the cast from Star Trek themselves, like from is it New Generation, or am I getting it wrong?
Next Generation?
Next Generation. So it's like Next Generation and the original series, then someone from the movies you get there as well. So they brought them in to play the game, and they liked it. Like one of the original guys that was from Star Trek, he started talking the lingo of what he learned when he was in the series. So he kept on saying stuff, and he said with the game it's very immersive and stuff like that, and you get to control the dials and everything, and you have to work as a team. You can't just have 2 engineers or 2 of this. You have to actually have the exact same thing and have to
I mean,
work
I
together.
want two engineers. It just means two people routing power to forward deflector.
No,
dishes.
like you can't miss one.
Route
Like,
power to tachyon deflector dish.
yeah. but
Oh,
it's
Convert
it's
power
like
to all thrusters.
it's like you can't have one missing
Mm.
person.
Can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power.
But Michael, it's like you can't have one missing person. That person is vital to the whole like working together.
I don't
But yeah.
understand. That just doesn't seem particularly intriguing to moi.
But I love it. I like the idea.
Moving swiftly on to a game that does sound quite interesting. For Honor.
Eat my lightsaber.
Any of you seen
I haven't
For
seen
Honor?
much for it.
Basically,
Seen what?
think For Honor.
For honor.
Think chivalry, but
But
with
better.
Oh,
knights,
yes.
Vikings, and samurai. I believe that's sort of what they were going for.
Yeah.
But
Ubisoft,
this
I did
one
like the idea of that.
is what was it? It was interesting because I believe you could select which direction you slashed and such. So, for instance, you have your sword in your right hand. You can choose whether to slash downwards or like up to the right, and that person who you're fighting has to block it in a certain way to deflect your sword.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is going to be very difficult for a controller or a keyboard user, so it's mainly aimed at VR kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And but it's just like a little thing they added into it, which I think is pretty damn interesting. I believe you can also like. It's mainly like chivalry, so it's quite skill based. You know, outthinking your opponent, out maneuvering them, and such. And I think it could be quite interesting. I never really played chivalry, so this might be my in towards that kind of game, but I don't really have much else to say on it. It looks very nice. I'm not sure what the sort of reasoning behind all these different like time era people fighting each other, just for hell's sake, I guess. But whatever, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I would like maybe buy it on PC, but I might. I don't know. I never played Chivalry, so I don't really
Yeah,
get
same
into
here.
those games. So yeah, I can't really get into it. But I'll have a look at it when it comes out and everything, and think what I
Okay.
think and stuff. So
moving swiftly
after
onto a game
that,
I have no. Oh wait, this is I missed something. Okay, you
So
want to talk
after-
about this, don't you?
well, it's Charles the Blood Dragon. When they had the conference, they didn't really talk that much about it. They're like, "This is a game. This is a baby that tells
From
the
what I
Blood
gathered,
Dragon
it was
made."
literally just trials with Blood
Yeah.
Dragon.
But it's
sprinkled on
weird
top.
because it's a side-scrolling shooter as well.
Yeah, that was really confusing
I
to
was
me.
just
I was
like-
what is going on? But it's a side-scrolling shooter on a bike.
On a bike as well. So
Yeah, so it's just Blood Dragon. It's just gonna be crazy.
I just love when they do
Think
Blood
Far Cry
Dragon stuff.
Dragon, but
Yeah, but there's
yeah.
something called Grow Up, which I watched NerdCube play as well. When he played Grow Home, which is really good. By the
Grow
way.
Home.
Grow Home is an indie title by Ubisoft themselves. So Grow Home So Grow Up is from Grow Home, and Grow Home is this. You fall from. I think I get the premise. You fall from a planet on, fall from the sky onto a planet, and you have to use the shrubbery around you to grow and curves. But when you grow, they only have a certain length.
Home.
I'll try and link it somewhere. But
I see it. I
yeah,
can put
it's-
this. Okay.
so if you're
I love the
if you're
art
listening, just
style.
Google it
I
and
love
everything,
this
and
art
you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So you grow and you have to get to the
Right.
highest
style.
point.
So what's this one called? This one's called Grow Up.
Grow up and this is where you have more. You have planets. You have not just one planet. You have multiple, and you interconnect between them too. But one thing they said in the conference is that when the mothership is not there, so you're on your own. You're growing up. Then you have more acrobatic, you have more skills, you have more abilities, you explore even more, and it just sounds like a really good game. Because I was going to buy Grow Home, but I was just like, at the time I just didn't have time to play it, to be honest. But Grow Up seems really good, and I like
the art
indie
style
titles
and the
that come
look of
out.
it.
Yeah,
It sounds quite interesting.
I like art styles
But
that.
we don't really know much else about it, do we? Other than
That's all I got from the conference,
okay.
and it'll be coming out soon. So
I
Watch
mean,
Dogs
do
2.
we even need to talk about this?
I like
Like, It's
Well,
more
I played-
Watch Dogs, really. That's really all it is. There's nothing new. If you're expecting innovative gameplay, you come to the wrong place.
Well,
That's
they
my
kind of
style,
with
What?
they kind of grounded the gameplay a bit more because one thing I have a problem with the gameplay is that you're just they pit you as just a hacker, and it's just like apparently.
Oh yeah. One thing I will say is I like this character a billion times more than I liked the fucker from the last game.
Oh, I know what you mean. I'll get his name from a second,
He's so forgettable. I have completely forgotten the guy from the first game.
but with the second one, it's just like this guy is like, yeah, he's a hacker. It's like great. Maybe he just hacks and gets some accidentally, or just like gets some mercenaries to accidentally think that this is an attack or something like that. But for some reason, he's just a hacker's like, I'm just gonna pick up this AR-15 and shoot a ton of people. It's like, because apparently you know how to work an AR-15 or pistol, and apparently you know how to do all this stuff. It's just like, it's just for me. It's just like,
have you heard the? It's not really a theory. It's kind of confirmed in the game itself.
yeah,
The Watchdogs are an off branch of the Assassins.
yeah, it's all interconnected together. I know.
Yeah,
But,
because you have in the first game. Sorry, I'm going off a tangent here. I'll be quick. In the first game, you get a side mission to kill a guy, and when you scan his body, he is the head of Sturgo Entertainment from
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 4. I want to say, yeah, 4.
Yeah,
He's the guy who leaves for a meeting and never makes it there. So
yeah,
I guess you're technically an off branch of the Assassins, which is kind of interesting, a more hacker spy orientated. They obviously won't talk about this in the game because they want
Yeah.
the two franchises separate, but it's a nice little fact.
But one
Or
thing, yeah, because
An
all
Easter egg like thing, whatever you want to call it.
because like all Ubisoft titles are connected somehow. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But with
theory,
Watch
but
Dogs
we'll
2,
leave that to the theorists out there.
but
Putting
it's
in
just
that.
like,
Um,
but it's just like with it's just with Watch Dogs 2, it's just like it's more the same, to be honest. It's like hacking, great,
exactly.
and it's
just more of the same. It's like it's
they
really
kind of
Assassin's Creed.
I like the way they done it is because they kind of just ramps down the graphics settings for some of it, because they're like, here's what the graphics will look like, and then it's like, yeah, they kind of ramped it down to some because they learned from last year not to line their trailers for
Yeah.
war things.
We won't
Technically,
mention Unity.
because technically they could do it on PC. PC had a hidden setting in the code, or whatever. They could enable for it to be that quality that they had in E3, but they just got rid of it because it's like it didn't like go up to the performance of the game that they wanted to. It's like it didn't hit 60 frames or 30 frames or whatever. They're like, yeah, it's gonna get rid of it. It's like, really? So, but yeah, that's Watch Dogs.
How much I love these mods.
More the same.
What else is? And there's
Sleep.
another new game which
Sleep
I don't
or
really
Sleep.
know what it is. Sleep.
Sleep, that's the one, not Sleep. So yeah, Sleep is just like the SSX something games. It's like that, I believe.
Oh, okay.
It's
that what's it called?
snowboarding one.
Yeah, it's like skiing and snowboarding. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Not too bad.
that's I guess we can't really talk about much about that. That's to be expected. You ski or you snowboard.
yeah. So skiing, snowboarding, sports.
On to
Not
perhaps
interested.
the
So,
greatest
yeah,
battle.
Sony's conference started with a good orchestra, which
Over
I
the top, we have
liked.
lots of money orchestra.
But it must have felt great just to walk out with an orchestra. Just
he
behind
even said,
you.
He even said, didn't he? Everyone should
Yeah.
at least once in their life walk out to an orchestra.
Yeah, but one thing that they definitely started off with that we didn't really expect when we start watching the game
Oh god, I
is
had no idea what this was when they first showed it. I was like,
so
what is
yeah.
this game?
When I first watched it with Aaron, we were just looking at it, it's like, oh, this. I think it's like
new
we
IP.
look.
It looks really good. You're like a
Yeah.
little kid. You're a hunter.
But the
I wonder
funny,
what this is. And
but a funny
then-
story though is when I was watching mine, I was watching it direct from Sony, and you're watching it from who? I
I was
can't remember.
watching
IGN, wasn't it?
Myth the Legend, Mr. Total Biscuit.
Yeah, you're watching it from Total Biscuit, and I was a few seconds in front. So when I saw that it was,
He lost his mind, and I was
Yeah.
like delayed by
When I-
7
when I
seconds
s-
or something.
when I saw Kratos, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Kratos! God of War!" It's like, "Thank you all," and
I
it's
was
just like,
you goddamn idiot. And then
"But he's a
came out of the
daddy
shadow.
now."
He has like
Yeah,
a full
daddy.
beard, which looks amazing.
But it's
And
just
he
like,
seems to have taken some anger management because he gets shot in the shoulder and doesn't immediately
But-
kill his son.
I just like it though because it's just a good because it's following Nordic stuff, isn't it? If I'm
Norse,
correct.
please.
Norse.
Don't embarrass yourself.
I do that
in
on
case
the
people
daily.
are wondering how we know this, there is a giant who screams, "You will never reach Valhalla." when you fight him. So
I've lost
You
track
can't-
of what we're talking about now.
God of War
God of
4.
War, currently,
Oh, God of War.
God of War.
where you are
It's-
Kratos the dad.
Yes.
Dad of War.
Dad of War. That should be a name.
Yeah.
So it's sort of you teach in this. We didn't see much. It was in-game,
Yeah.
in-game footage, which was amazing to see. They actually
Yeah.
had more than most of the other conferences had.
They had actual
Um,
gameplay
We got to
sometimes.
see Kratos teaching his son how to hunt. We got to see some combat with, against some sort of like goblin-like things. Were they? Oh, were they?
Yeah, they're
raiders or
just
something?
like
What they were?
monsters or something.
Monsters,
Like
and then we got to see a little boss fight between a sort of fire giant
that. Yeah.
with your son with a bow and you with like your magical imbued axe, I guess it
Which
was.
I quite like and everything, but
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with it. But they kind of changed from the mold that they used to, because what God of War used to be is there's this big set piece and you run around it and try and defeat like a monster of some sort. But what they're doing now
Yeah.
is over the shoulder third person. So
Yeah, it's a new direction to take, and I'm kind of curious for where we're going with it. It might do amazing, it might do terrible. Only time will tell. I will play it regardless because it looks amazing.
So then after God of War, you got Days Gone, which is the biker one.
Yes.
I don't
this
think it's
was
the biker one with zombies because that was something else. That was Death Standing, if I'm correct. No, that
No,
was.
Death Standing was the Kojima game, which was very weird. We'll talk about it in a minute. Days Gone is like a post-apocalyptic world where apparently you are just surviving, and then it was all turned. It became another zombie game when a bunch of zombies appeared. I thought we finally might have a dystopian future.
Yeah,
without zombies,
it just felt
but
very
it didn't
generic.
happen.
But one
didn't
thing that
happen.
isn't very generic that we've been waiting for years is Last Guardian.
Oh my god, The Last Guardian looks so pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty. But I feel like with Last Guardian.
I have a problem with it though.
What?
It isn't The Last Guardian. Two of them in the trailer, and one's fighting the other one.
Secretly, one dies.
My problem.
They all die.
Whatever. Yeah, but yeah.
But no,
I
it's,
only gripe with that.
no, it looks good, but it just feels like it hasn't missed its time of release though. Is it like everyone's just slowly lost the hype?
It has taken ages, but I feel like the hype will come back.
Yeah, but
I mean, you remember like you know what this game sort of follows on from, right? Or not follows on from, but by the creators of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
know.
game is actually.
I never
is a
personally
rollercoaster.
played. I really wanted to, but I never had the chance.
Yeah.
But from
That
what
game
I've seen and what I've
tells,
heard,
like,
it was amazing.
A very valuable lesson.
What about getting what you want or sacrifice and
Yeah, about how
try your hardest and sometimes you won't
if
succeed.
you try hard enough to save someone, that you
Or do
might
something.
just lose yourself along the way.
You
to
word
the
that
point-
a billion times better than I could.
But at the same time, in losing yourself, you don't remember sort of who you are or used to be, and your mind becomes warped to the point that you don't know what's going on, and you become a completely different person.
You lose sight of what you were truly after.
Yeah, and you change. That being a metaphor for becoming the embodiment of the god or demigod or whatever he's seeking help from. I can't remember the name of it. It's been a while since I played it. And then all the guys like take
wasn't
him
it
down.
like kind of every time you killed a spoiler alert, you killed Titans. I mean Colossus.
The Colossus,
But every
yeah.
time you killed a Colossus, you sort of absorbed the darkness within them, or
Yeah,
corruption within them,
essentially
or
the
something.
demigod that you were seeking help from told you to go kill the Colossi to...
For most part, though,
they
were
all
pretty
had
peaceful, weren't
parts
they?
of the demigod's soul in it, in them, and every time you killed them, you absorbed a piece of it, like the piece that they contained, until you had all of the pieces, and then you became the embodiment of this demigod. Essentially, the demigod was using you to...
Come whole again and
Yeah.
like be reborn.
Although the demigod did hold up his end of the bargain and heal or bring back your lover or whatever, whoever she is. I can't remember.
He didn't, did he? Though I thought you spoiler alert, I thought he pulls you in and sort of consumes you or something, or you die or something.
No, the guys that ride in on horses, they defeat you, but you turn into a baby, and
Babby.
the girl that you save, like, picks you up, and essentially, you don't die, but you're essentially a baby, and she has to, like, raise you or whatever.
Okay, that's kind of weird considering you're in love, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not. It's been ages. I don't know whether you are in love
Yeah.
or.
Anyway,
The Last Garden looks pretty cool. Oh, but this
second of
game...
all is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh my god,
That's
this
all
game
right.
is literally...
I like it. Looks really cool.
This game is literally... For me, this is probably the next big game that I'm super excited for. I'm
Yeah.
actually considering buying a PS4 just for this game.
Why consider buying a PS4 because I want a PS4?
I could
But,
care less about PS4.
yeah, so it's on
I
the
saw
games
this
PS4
game.
that I'm waiting to come out and everything. Yeah, it looks really good and everything, and stuff like that. Is kind of just
Can I talk about the
a
one
robot
thing I like?
dystopia, I believe,
It's like,
and
sort of like animals
1 second,
used
my
as
headphones
kind of
have
like
come up.
robots.
Yeah,
That's what I sort of got from
yeah,
it.
which looks really cool.
The thing I
think.
like is sort of during the fights and such, you have the ability to tie creatures down.
Yeah.
Like you fire a rope at them and plug it into the floor, and then they sort of react to that. Like they pull away from it, so you can sort of aim them at like explosives perhaps, or plant traps behind them, and then release the ropes and cause them to go into it. We saw it was very dynamic. So we saw destructible environments from this one robot. We saw taking over other creatures and like hacking into them, and making them your own. Or like fighting with this bow kind of thing, and scanning monsters for their weaknesses and such.
Yeah.
And it seems very innovative and different, and I really liked it. Also, the map was huge.
Yeah, it looks was a who's I don't know who's made by, I can't remember, but it's a Sony game, so I think it's gonna be massive anyway. So it's not they're really not going to cut corners. Talking about cutting corners is Resident Evil 7. Well,
We've skipped one game, but we'll talk about it in a second.
Oh yeah, sorry. Now I'll go on to Detroit Becomes Human. Basically, with isn't that the Android thing? If I'm correct in saying,
His name's Detroit, isn't it? Detroit Becomes Human. You seem to play as a android detective or something like that, negotiator or something like that. And what we see in the trailer, if you haven't seen it, is you see him go to an investigation, and there is another android holding a young girl at gunpoint over a balcony. When we arrive, we try and talk him down. It doesn't work, and he and the girl both plummet.
Yeah.
However, there is a caption pops up and says, "But what if things were different?" We then see the same level played once again, but the guy finds different. He finds different evidence. He finds a gun. He finds information about the wife. He finds videos about their relationship, and it unlocks different kind of
like endings.
Or pathways.
That's really interesting.
From what I heard, a little research I did, apparently that first mission alone has 16 different branching outcomes. Wow. Of course, some of them are a bit like simple, like you get him through
a bit like a slight change. Yeah,
you get him through like one different talk tree, and then it's like at the end you have the option to like let him go or kill him. You have the option to like sacrifice the girl and talk him down. You have the option to kill him straight out. You have the option to kill both of them. You have the option to jump and like push the girl to safety.
Yeah.
You have the option to have your snipers on the roof take him out. You have the option to, I think, hack into him and stop him, shut him down permanently. You have the option to talk him down and then betray him and like kill him. You have the option to use his dead wife or something, or like owner, I guess, because he's an android. His like dead girl's mother to like sort of guilt trip him into letting the girl go before then he kills himself. There's a bunch of different outcomes, and if this is just the first mission, it speaks volumes for what the game might be. Whether or not every other mission will be that in depth, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm very intrigued by that.
I love
Yeah.
games that have that like multiple endings that
Yeah,
are affected by the way you play the game.
true.
Such like Heavy Rain and things like that, where if you fuck up at some point or you do something, it then affects the end game kind of thing.
Yeah. Can I just also talk about the fact that the title of this game, called Detroit Becomes Human, it sort of almost seems like it's going to be like a story of this android learning to become literally human. Like, he'll maybe develop emotions and feelings and such, which is quite a cool concept, I think, and a story path we haven't really seen done for a long time, I don't think. Much since maybe Deus Ex, where you're basically half machine.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen this in like a long time, and I'm very interested to see where it can go.
But saying some.
Seeing where things can go.
But no, saying talk about things that aren't human with Resident Evil 7.
See, I was going to do a segue. My segue was better.
My second was better, shut up. Basically, with Resident Evil 7, they're doing a bit of a twist on it. They are allowing you to play the game in total VR from start to finish, because if you want to scare you to like shitless or want to have nightmares for the rest of your life, that's the way to do it. So
you can do it what?
You can do it in VR from start to finish.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So
one thing I heard was, this is just like a little thing. Apparently they're trying to go back to the old style of Resident Evil, where it's less about guns and more about the actual
melee
scares.
Oh, okay.
Not melee, not combat, Huel.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, the idea is, you don't want to fight, you want to run. However, the developer of this game did say that he played PT, the demo for Silent Hill, which has now been unfortunately cancelled.
Yeah.
But he said that he played that, but he didn't like the idea of not having a weapon. So we might see weapons being brought back in.
I think it'll be weapons with a very sparse.
I would prefer not to. Maybe give it sort of like the old style where we had 2 bullets, but 4 things walking at us.
Could be, yeah.
Something like that,
limited ammo, and you had to really think about.
Okay, I'm just going to say it out straight. Please don't give us a 6 or a 5. Please don't give us those games. Please. Give us a 3. Give us Resident Evil 2. You know, that'd be great. Go back to go back to 1. Give us janky camera angles. That's what I want. I want to be scared, not run around a corner and see a bunch of like zombie things and go, oh, if I hadn't found this rocket launcher, I might be really in a big spot of trouble here. And then bang, and then they're all dead.
Yeah, it's like with Resident Evil, I just think that they've like skipped the boat slightly with how, because I didn't feel like there's so much reaction. It was like, oh, Resident Evil 7. It's like, I was like, oh, cool, that's a thing.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, it's just
I think
like
everyone's just lost the interest in it. I mean, we had like how many games now? We've had 5 and 6. I mean, 4 wasn't particularly good. Some people liked it, some people didn't. It was a bit of like touch and go. But 5 and 6 were basically just shooters with zombies in them.
But with on the subject of VR, the next game is something called Farpoint, which I think we saw. Farpoint is like it's when they had the VR things. It's like on rails VR shooting, which don't really work that well because when you're in VR, you expect yourself to physically move.
No. I think you got them around the wrong way there. With VR, if you're like in a game like Skyrim, and you're running around with VR, that really gives you motion sickness.
That's what I mean.
You're used to moving with a controller, and then you'll be like, you're looking around your head, but you're not moving with your legs, so it sort of disorientates you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
on Rails game works better, but they aren't particularly fun.
I still think they're jarring anyway.
But
yeah, it's just
fun, are they?
But it's done with the PlayStation VR and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting to see.
I don't expect that to be particularly good.
No, it's
however, one thing that
budget stuff.
Looks somewhat interesting, if it wasn't Battlefront, is the Battlefront VR X-Wing mission. We get to fly an X-Wing. There was actually a game like this, I believe, a long time ago, where you just like was it X-Wing Commander or something like that?
Yeah.
Where you literally just piloted X-Wings. Imagine that in VR, but only for one mission, unfortunately.
And there was like a TIE Fighter version as well. I mean, I would have preferred that one because I'm more of an Empire person.
Yeah, I'm more of an Empire for myself.
But yeah, then we have the Batman VR, which I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Then you have the Final Fantasy one, which is like, okay, that was just a thing that shoot.
That's basically just, here's a mech and here's Final Fantasy characters. Have fun.
Then I fell asleep after that. I legit fell asleep,
Since
guys.
you fell asleep, I will cover what.
No, it's fine.
happened
I
after
can cover it.
this.
It's fine. I
wanna
looked it up
take over for a little
afterwards.
bit.
We-
I think you've taken over like enough.
Fine, I'll shut up.
Anyway, so let me actually get onto the right tab. So with that being said, there's they I think talked about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. No one cares about that. So yeah, it's just like there's
Modern
new Call of
Warfare
Duty.
Remastered.
It happens every year.
Do we need to talk about that as well?
Everyone knows about the remastered of not Infinite
Can we
Warfare.
just
That's
officially
something
call it Modern Warfare?
remastered.
Pre-order to get
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, it's whatever. But no, there's the
Well,
Crash
that's literally the
Bandicoot.
only reason why anyone's gonna buy.
Yeah, there's
The-
a
You need to get this more heart, Hugh. This is quite a big deal.
yeah. So there's a
It's
Crash
COD 4 remastered. Come
No,
on.
no, not that. Not that.
Oh.
Crash
It's
Bandicoot remastered.
this.
Oh.
So you can have Crash Bandicoot that's been remastered. It's 1, 2, and 3, if I believe.
One
and-
and two, 1, 2, and 3.
And I don't think I've played any of the Crash. I may have when I was younger, like I didn't know.
Oh, you are missing out, my
But
friend.
I
You
will
are
play them
missing
because
out
I have
so
a
much.
I have a PS2 here. I'm touching it right now, and I will be playing them
As
later.
long as
But
it's
no,
the PS2 you're touching, and not yourself.
yeah. So with that, I'll be playing them. But no, having remasters would be really cool because I think when you go back from old games, like you remember old games being really pretty and everything like that. But when you go back
Yeah.
to them, they're like, oh, this is what it looked like. Because when I played San Andreas, when
I
you're
still
in
like the
Oh
pixelated art
God,
style of
San
Crash.
Andreas.
yeah, it's like when I first played San Andreas when I was around my friend's house because apparently he had San Andreas when he was like 12. I played that. I was like, this looks awesome. This looks so realistic. I go back to it, I was like, this is what it looked like. Jesus Christ, it looks crap. But it's like that's what I like having about remasters is that you get to kind of resume what your perspective of the old games was of how good it looked. Then you have modern hardware. It's easy to access, and you don't have to drag out an old console like a PS2 or find one to play it anyway and that. So looking forward to it, and that's how I'll be getting the Crash Bandicoot. It's the remastered version. Then you have Skylanders something.
Imaginators.
If do you remember how it happened in that?
Basically, the idea sort of was, I think you can create your own Skylanders.
Skylanders.
Basically from different parts of other Skylanders.
Okay,
And
that's
the big thing is they are adding Crash into Skylanders.
okay. Skylanders. Okay, that's whatever. So then you have the Lego Star Wars stuff with this Force
You know
Awakens.
what? I do not like this.
I like Lego Star Wars stuff.
I love Lego Star Wars. I love most of the Lego games, but I think they're jumping the gun here. I mean, every other Lego game has
Yeah.
been like most of them comes with like all three in the trilogy. Like
Yeah.
the original Lego Star Wars had had episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
This one has just episode 7.
Yeah,
So
they made
obviously
stuff
this
like
is-
that.
Obviously, this is just like a
Film's
cash
been
out.
for
Yeah.
what?
Obviously, this is just a cash in,
Half
so
a
they
year?
can. Yeah.
But they might just bundle it in afterwards to make it one big set when the
They-
films come
yeah,
out
but
and
they-
everything
yeah,
like that.
after they've
So
after they've released 3 individual Lego Star Wars games, it's just a
yeah, I
cash
just
grab
like
at the end of the
Lego
day.
Star Wars. I don't
Bill,
care if
it's a
they're
cash-
3
it's a
individual
greedy cash
games.
grab.
I
It's a
mean,
great
I
cash
don't
grab.
care.
I am with Aaron on this one.
Yeah.
For a Lego Star Wars game to work, it needs to be a trilogy at the very least.
Yeah, I know it
I
might be
mean-
cash grab, but I just like who actually make the Lego games anyway. I can't remember.
Oh, I know. Oh God.
I know. I just thought
I
it was
know the-
LucasArts. Or,
It's LucasArts.
yeah.
LucasArts and
But- No, I'll just
yeah,
look up
yeah,
later.
them.
But no, I love the Lego games.
LucasArts
It's
and-
so fun, and I know they're childish, but I can play them even though I'm 17. It's
I
just
like
like
them now. I like them now with the voice acting and stuff. But I just
Oh,
think this
yeah.
is a bit too.
I love going
early.
back to the old Star Wars. Yeah.
oh, I wanna.
Star Wars
I need.
Lego
the
ones.
Lego just sort of humor.
Yeah.
Even in the
God,
most
yes.
serious moments, just
There's something very satisfying about collecting all of the Lego bits to get the Super Bar film.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
And it just makes that
I-
big thud, like
Yeah.
when you do it. It's like yes.
And it just flashes, and you're like,
One thing I will say, in the trailer for this, Kylo Ren's tantrum in his bedroom,
I
and when
love
he opens
that.
the door with the Darth Vader posters and stuff,
Oh.
is the greatest moment. I think in Star Wars, with that whole game, that'll be the greatest
Yeah.
moment. I'm so happy for that. That's basically what Kylo Ren is. He's a moody teenager.
Yeah.
So, that whole that recreation
through
of
the
that
emo
tantrum
phase.
scene,
Yeah.
is very interesting. I like that.
But no,
Captures
going-
his character
going
perfectly.
on to something slightly what an emo person would be into is kind of just dark stuff, which is
Don't say
Death
that.
Death Standing. That's just something I'm just like, what is going on? I'm just like,
If you've never played a
it's Hideo
game,
Kojima.
have you?
Huh?
You've never played a Kojima game, have you?
He does Metal Gear, doesn't he?
He's done all the
And
Metal
some
Gears,
other-
yeah, well,
yeah.
most of them.
I played.
Um,
I was like the
Those are just
revamp of
doing
Metal Gear.
things which are completely just.
I love
what
Hideo
the
Kojima.
fuck?
I do you think it's a good? Do you think it's good that he was kicked out of? Who was he kicked out of again?
He was kicked out. He was
Oh
kicked
no! What
out.
company was he kicked out of?
Fuck.
I was going to say Bandai. No, it's not Bandai Namco. It was Konami. That's who it was. It was Konami.
Oh, Konami.
Yeah,
Konami.
it's Konami that he was kicked out of.
A quick side tangent
Yeah.
here. He was kicked out of that on his creation of Metal Gear Solid 5, his
Yeah.
last game, and they didn't put his fucking name on the box.
Well,
They
as a game.
scratched his name from everything. Even the credits, he lost his name. That's the most scumbag move
Well-
I've ever seen by them. Shame on you.
What they done on the Game
Tangent over.
Awards? What they done at the Game Awards, which I remember from last year.
They pretended he didn't exist.
Yeah, they're like they said someone else will be taking the thing for him because they nominated him because they knew in the business that
We
he
all knew
made
it
the
was
game.
him. This is
But-
his game.
But what the main host said, it's like, unfortunately Hideo Kojima could not be here, but we give him our
We had this
gratitude for
other
the game
fucking
he's made.
tosser to take it from him.
But then he actually went on around saying that this is his game, this is what he's made. Konami
Look,
cannot take it away from him. Fuck
went
you
on-
all.
He actually went on camera and was like, actually, they did not invite me to the Game
Yeah.
Awards. They refused to have me there. They
Yeah,
didn't put my name on the box. He was genuinely upset, which you can
yeah.
understand.
Well, you put many
Metal
years.
Metal Gear is his baby, and they just basically stole it.
Michael, do you think the same thing?
I mean, I haven't played a
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear game
Oh, neither
since
have I.
Snake
But I know,
Eater,
neither have
so
I. I never played one ever, but I know that game creation, having your work stolen, is like the lowest of the low.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what Hideo Kojima does because he done PT, didn't he? Or was that someone else? Was he like a lead on PT? I think he was.
Helped in something.
I think he was a lead on PT, which would have been great because Jesus.
I was
Don't
skeptical
quote
about
us
that.
on that. Don't quote us on that.
But
That
no,
may
with
or
them,
may not be false.
this is what I think. But no, then you have the Spidey-Man one, which I think
This looks good.
it's a Spider-Man game. How can you not like it? To be honest.
I mean,
So-
if it's anything like the Amazing Spider-Man films,
Ah.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
have much hope.
Good thing
No,
about this one. This one is not based on any film. It's a standalone
okay.
game,
Oh,
not
which is
tying
good.
into any movies. So it should be pretty damn awesome.
So yeah,
I
that'd
did
be
like I did
awesome.
like the old Spider-Man games, though. The ones that
Yeah.
were based off of the original.
the
three.
original ones, but
Yeah,
this one isn't based off of any.
which I
movie
think is really
or
good
tie-in I
because
can see. It's just literally the Spider-Man from Homecoming.
the reasons why you had so many bad Spider-Man games in the last couple of years is because the films have come out and they've given a game developer 6 months or a year to sort out a game and get it done out on shelves
Yeah.
on the exact time that game, or not that
That
that film comes out a week after, like just to sell units so they can make money and everything else. So for a creative mind to work like that and to try and compress and trying to do it in a year, it's not that great. I know Infinity Ward can do. No, they have 3 years, don't they? Because they have 3 developers for Call of Duty, don't they?
Yeah,
now, so
they
it's
cy-
a
they
3-year
cycle-
gap.
cycle them
Sledgehammer,
Yeah, Sledgehammer,
What's
Treyarch,
Activision?
and Infinity
you
Ward.
got Infinity Ward,
Treyarch.
Sledgehammer, and Treyarch.
Yeah, so they
Treyarch
have 3
are
years.
The
Zombie ones, yeah.
better ones out of the 3.
Yeah.
Because of zombies.
But it's just like with-
However,
yeah.
I think since after Black Ops 2, they've all been sort of slacking and running out of ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Call of Duty's been doing that since. I'll say the last good Call of Duty was Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I was
Some
thinking.
people will say
Modern Warfare 3
but
was not
I-
great for me.
I said
I didn't like
I say
it.
It was
2
fun,
because of the
but-
zombies. That's the last one for me.
But
Battlefield
it's just like
3,
with
didn't care about.
But it's just like with what's happened with Assassin's Creed, because when you saw
Oh, yeah.
like them come out every single year, they struggled.
Assassin's
they
Creed are trying to fix it now. They're
Yeah.
not releasing one this year. They're taking a break.
But
And
it's
we may
like,
be getting an Egyptian assassin.
but
which
when
was
you're
pretty
trying
awesome.
to get a really
I
lot
would
of character,
prefer feudal Japan, but you know.
yeah. But when you get
Yeah. Didn't they
when
do like
you-
a Japan thing in the Assassin's Creed? Oh god, what's it called? It's like the
China or something. No, it's China, wasn't it?
Chronicles, wasn't it?
Of course.
Well,
When
yeah,
you-
but I mean like a
Chronicles
proper
went to
Assassin's Creed
India,
game.
China, and Russia. So no, they
Yeah.
didn't go to Japan. Okay.
But with that, it's like with what's going on about that? But you can't really compress like with having a really good, well-known character. You're trying to make like feed to all the different fan groups and try and do all this within a year, one physical year, or even 6 months for that, and they can't get the quality of a game that you're expecting. And plus, they're most like given to smaller developers anyway that are not like that they can charge cheaper for or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, so they don't do as good as a game. But with this being its own game and they're taking it their time, it'll become a really good game after all. So that's what I think.
Talking of Assassin's Creed, which one would you say was the last good Assassin's Creed game?
Well, I only played 2.
You
Wait,
only
as
played
in,
2?
as in,
Yeah.
I have played every Assassin's Creed game except for the recent ones. Honestly,
So not Unity and
I haven't-
Syndicate.
I haven't played Unity, Rogue, or Syndicate.
Okay, but you played Black Flag.
I haven't played 1 either. I mean to go back and play it, but apparently it's not like
Yeah.
the rest of them, which is alright. I've played 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, and Black Flag.
Black
Out of
Flag
the
is
ones
by far my favourite.
I like it for what it is, but I don't say it's my favourite. Personally, for me, my favourite was either Revelations or Brotherhood.
See, for
Those were
me-
my 2 last, like, this is actually really cool. After
I
3,
think
no, don't get me wrong. I love every game. I don't care if it's samey. I love it. But for me, 3 was very good. I loved the characters. I loved Connor. You know, I loved his dad and the whole Templar assassin thing. But it was just much of the same. There wasn't particularly much anything new. We got the boat. We got the boat scene, which was amazing.
Oh,
You know, the
I
ship,
love those missions.
which then became its entire
Yeah.
own game. Which Black Flag was. It was different. It was awesome.
I fucking loved it.
I actually preferred being in the boat, in the ship, than actually coming on land to do the assassination missions.
Yes.
I much prefer just going around being a pirate.
Who doesn't?
But who doesn't want to be a pirate? But like, and then Syndicate I heard was alright? Question mark. Has anyone played it?
I haven't. No.
played what? Which one?
Syndicate.
And then
Syndicate,
you
no.
got Rogue, and the one that nobody talks about because
Unity.
it was shit.
Wait, isn't Rogue the one no one played and talked about? Because they released Unity and Rogue alongside each other, didn't they?
I don't know.
No,
Rogue?
not alongside each other. There
From
was
what
a gap.
From what I gathered, story-wise,
Yeah.
Rogue is you play as the guy that in 4 you pass. You know, in 4 the opening, you pass that ship with the assassin on it, and
Think so.
he starts attacking your crew and stuff,
Mm.
and then eventually you kill him
Yeah.
and then take his assassin robes. I think Unity you play as him.
I have no idea.
I
But-
think that's that, and you're in like I don't
It's-
even know where you are.
It's
but somewhere.
Assassins, so I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever.
And then Rogue
But-
is Unity was in France, wasn't it?
Unity was
Yeah.
set in
French
different
Revolution.
time things. France was just one of them, I think.
But one game I really liked was Assassin's Creed 2, because that's the only one I played.
That's 2 was good.
I
And
think-
in order, Black Flag is by far my favourite because it's pirates, and then a very close second is Brotherhood because of the assassin recruits. That was a
That was so
revolutionary
interesting.
Yeah.
feature that they added, and it was so well done.
I loved going about and learning about the recruits. I loved their training. I loved their mistakes. I loved them becoming assassins. My personal favorite one being a girl comes up to you, a young assassin, and she says she's heard rumors of a guy who's a Templar informant. You guide her and teaching her as you go how to walk on the rooftops and stuff, and she sees her target and she air assassinates. It's the wrong person. She murders an innocent, and the guy gets away. And Ezio scolds her, being like, "You must now respect the dead and make up for your crime, and he makes her carry the body and have it
kill more
buried,
people.
makes her carry the body, give it its final rites and last words, and then goes, now go and meditate on what you have learned and promise yourself and the Order that you'll never make this mistake again. And that was a really interesting moment, not just for the story, because it didn't really affect the story at all, but it was for this assassin's, life, and it was that kind of interaction with the assassins which I loved.
Yeah.
You don't get that really much in the modern ones these days.
It's just whatever.
That
It's
kind of
Assassins.
charm.
They like I said, they do it every year, so they have to cram it into to a smaller kind of package and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think there's one more thing that we. Huh?
I was gonna say, where does that bring us on the E3?
We finished, but I think we can just talk about this on another time. But one thing I do want to say something with Nintendo is the Zelda game that I might actually buy.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, it looks really interesting, and I want to play it. Doesn't it follow Link again? It follows someone else.
They all follow. Okay, I do not want to get into the Zelda timeline. We do not have time.
But yeah, basically,
you play as a reincarnate. You play as a Link, obviously. But this one seems different. You're out in the wild, like hunting and stuff. It's weird. It's different. It's interesting. Also, Pokemon Sun and Moon. So Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought I'd just mention that and saying that it looks really cool, and I might buy a new Nintendo Wii U or an X, whichever platform it actually goes on, if it's backward compatible or anything like that. But yeah, I just want to finish up. Thank you guys for watching, and like the video, give a like if you didn't. Give a dislike, and if you didn't, if you didn't like it, just say in the comments why you didn't, and hopefully you enjoyed it and you learned something a bit today. And if you'd like to see any more videos, click the subscribe button, and you obviously get more videos. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Well, that's it. Don't thank us for coming on here, you asshole.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for coming on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Lovely experience.
Don't forget to give me a nice big thumbs up in the comments below.
I don't have a sexy guess.